player with the highest score at the end of the game wins.
But Strange New Worlds, which is the greatest television show on television.
Of course it is. Hello, everyone.
But it's on streaming.
Yeah, weird.
No, we're the greatest show on streaming.
That's
Strange
damn
New Worlds
right.
is the greatest show on television.
What show is the
Okay,
greatest
I'll allow
show?
it.
That's us. You know why? Because
Now that's a Star Trek!
yeah, that's why. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Butter Zone. We're here to chill, tear stuff, and just relax and enjoy each other's company because we don't do this often. The three of us together.
It's not
three
often it's the
amigos.
Three Musketeers. Yeah, the Three
Yeah.
Musketeers, Three Amigos, absolutely.
Who's Steve Martin? Who's Chevy Chase? And who's the other one?
I'm the short
it's-
one, so I guess I got to be Martin Short.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got that song stuck
Are
in my
you
head
the short
again.
one?
I am the short one. You're taller than I am.
That's true. I think Star's the other. You're slightly taller than me, aren't you?
I think I was slightly taller than
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very tall, I don't think.
And
I think I'm like
Every-
5'11".
Everyone from this community I've met in person except El Marto, they're like, now don't take this the wrong way. I'm like, let me guess, I'm shorter than you thought. They're like, yeah. It's like, yes,
Because I've got this mental image of you as just a mighty, mighty hulk of a man.
titan of the industry.
Yeah, exactly. It just like stands over everyone, commanding with your presence. I'm going to be very disappointed to find out you're like 4'3".
No, 5'8", which is,
That's about what I am.
Perfectly respectable.
I think I'm
Perfectly
like
respectable.
5'7", 5'8". I think that's not too bad.
He's Mr. Harm in our hearts. Fuck you, Water.
as long as Idol's not taller than me, that's all I need to know. I would be crushed.
Well, the
if
hair
Idol was-
alone will clear that.
Like some sort
that's
of
right.
yeah, like some sort
You
of
grow it
short
out.
trek.
Oh
No,
my god!
no.
In the stream.
Jesus Christ. Okay, we're here. It's been fun time. We've been having a fun time. Like this is, I think, one thing I am trying to push for us at the moment is just basically say like, we're charity. Let's do everything for charity. So at the start of the streams now, I'm going to be like, hi guys, we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers, so we can put some of that advert stuff into charity as well. So this is me
You
trying
made us sound like
to
we're
promote-
the charity.
We are the charity.
We
Be
are.
charitable and support a auto today.
Yeah, support a dying Star Trek fan who is neglected of their season 3 of Strange New Worlds due to the actor strike. We need to send Treklo-babble and riveting plots and Chapel and Spock storylines, please.
I was watching the Shuttlepod show, and Dominic Keating was like guilting the shit out of the viewers. He's like, "If you haven't been supporting us, do your part. Now's the time." And it's like, no, I'm just gonna keep watching for free. That's all right. But
See, that's what I hate. Like, I hate trying to pressure people. I don't want to say like, could you know what you've been missing?
Like, comment, subscribe,
yeah,
smash
all
that
shit. I
like
just wanna-
button. Yeah, I hate it.
just like if you want to subscribe, please do. But it all goes to a good place. But yeah, I want to kind of get to that 1,000
thing is-
viewers thing, and then we can we get adverts basically. Advert money goes towards charities for charity stuff. So
yeah, the fact of the matter is, 100% goes to charity. So
we haven't. I've always.
So I don't feel bad shilling because we shill for a good cause. Which I really am proud. We're close
done a
to what, almost $10,000 over the last 3 years.
$9,000. Like we've
We've
raised.
done-
Guy, round up. We're on TV. Round up. Almost $10,000.
$100,000. Wow. We're just a couple of zeros
Proportion,
away,
isn't
guys.
it? Absolutely, yeah. We're just a few decimal places. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Also put some new commands in. I haven't written them up yet, but we've got some classic ones. You guys are going to like these ones. So this one you'll especially like, Stars. I'm going to be playing it quite often, but it's
Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay?
yeah. And this one's going to play well for the Treks.
This episode was badly written!
Have you not got the follow-up? Everyone who worked on this episode should die.
Oh no, I should put that in there as well.
that's a really cool one. I think you said that when they were leaving.
Yeah, I've added a few ones. I've got some Louise's ones in there as well. I had to go through and watch her.
Galaxy Quest is absolutely a Star Trek movie. I don't know who was making the argument that there wasn't, but it is.
Maybe me, but I also got this one.
Oh, I love it. You know,
Maybe.
Star Trek, it's so Trekky and starry.
From,
Okay.
bits of my wife from there.
Okay. Fair enough.
And a few other ones. I like this one.
Clean your mess.
Yeah. Gotta have that one. But how are you guys? Also, you've been traveling.
Spoiler.
You've been traveling.
I wanted to talk about that actually, the
Please do.
episode
We're
thing.
open a
I'm like, no, this is the wrong stream for it. No, I haven't been traveling per se, but I've been at a family member's house. They had tornado come through and damage everything, so I've been cleaning that up and A lot of work,
Yeah, I bet.
but I love it. So
You're an outsidey kind of guy, aren't you? You're a physical man of action, aren't you?
He's an outdoorsman.
That's
He's
right.
like Kirk in Generations.
Absolutely.
That's
Chopping
right.
wood and patronising Patrick
the
Stewart all
beard's
day.
getting slightly longer, and the muscles are getting slightly bigger. But when you're short like me, it's easy to put on muscle. You
And
know, if you're a
Optimus
tall
getting
person-
larger.
What was I watching? I was watching because I watched the motion picture today. I mean, I mentioned that about 5 times, but because I got myself a nice new 4K television, my first 4K television. I have this 4K version of the motion picture. I thought, hey, I'm going to put it through its paces. I'm going to watch it, and incidentally, I did fall asleep only because I was very tired, not because of the film. But
Yeah,
there is-
whatever. Shut your fucking mouth.
There's that scene where they go onto the bridge for the first time, and you've got this guy standing on this hover thing as he's like heads in the roof, and all I can think of like is the tall guy from the Naked Gun who's like, "You got a little something on the side of your mouth." They're like, "Really?" And a whole banana falls out. Like, how you doing up there, Jet? It's a little crammed.
All right, Leslie Nielsen or Mel Brooks?
Oh,
If
Leslie
you had to
Nielsen.
like
Nielsen.
pick a catalog.
Well, no, but I think so. This is as a comedic actor or as like part of a body of work.
No, it's like their catalog of work. If you had to live
Mel
with that for
Brooks.
the rest of your life.
Like, I love Leslie Nielsen to goddamn death, but
He's done some
especially
real
like
bad
towards the
stuff.
end of his life, he did like Dracula Dead and Loving It, which had like one joke that I liked, which was the spurting like neck blood, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But Mel Brooks, like, I think he's still kind of putting out bangers, to be honest.
He
He's
just
still
done the History of the
fucking cool.
World Part 2, didn't he? As well.
I think so, yeah. But like fucking Blazing Saddles alone, like fucking Young Frankenstein, Spaceballs, like
He's
Robin
done
Hood Men in
some shit,
Tights, so much.
I need to get some space.
So
The
much.
secret is merchandising. as we all know.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
Yeah, we need to get
Yeah,
that.
you gotta get the Yiddish in there. Yeah, no, it's Mel Brooks all the way. Like, I love Leslie Nielsen, but like, it's hard to compare. It's hard. How can you match up? And the producers as well. The producers fucking great.
Do you see more? I mean, because I see Mel Brooks more as a producer than a comedic actor. Like, because I've seen him do like his kind of shtick.
Oh,
Like,
but he's hilarious in Spaceballs and in Blazing Saddles as the mayor.
Yeah. I feel more. He's more like on the producer end, whereas Leslie Nielsen, like his like because Police Squad, Airplane, and obviously the Naked Guns are definitive.
Well,
Leslie
this is
Nielsen
why I
roles.
made the question. Like, it's a case
Yeah.
of, are you asking me as a comedic actor or as part of a body of work? Because as a comedic actor, yeah, Leslie Nielsen has like way more going on. Oh, there you go. I've offended Otto so much with my championing of
You had to
Mel
restart.
Brooks. Absolutely. Like, yeah, as a comedic actor, as a singular presence on the screen, yeah, Leslie Nielsen wins that every time. But Mel Brooks is attached to so much. You know, that's the thing. And he has such a distinctive style that you can't even really make the argument of, yeah, he directed it, but he wasn't responsible. No, his fingerprints are all over it. You know when Mel Brooks is involved in something.
What was
He's
the
a
last-
Samuel L. Jackson of directing.
It's true.
God, yeah. The last thing that Leslie Nielsen did. Well, he's got one in upcoming. He died. Oh, right, okay. I think it's a date on
Let's do a
that.
documentary or something.
No.
Might be a documentary, yeah.
He played a producer in a film called Stonerville. He was Dr. Nielsen in a
Leslie.
Spanish movie. And he was Osama bin Nielsen in the Big Fat Important movie.
See, this is what I mean. This is why you go Mel Brooks over Leslie Nielsen every time. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
bet you he was still funny, because he is was a funny man, but like, oh boy.
He played
Talk about
Santa Claus
shoring
in
up your
Chili
legacy.
Beach. He played, I don't know, Santa Claus in The Wonderful... He's played Santa quite a lot. Richard Dick Dix in 2001 A Space Travesty.
I bet he fucking
He was
did.
in Due South. Do you remember Due South, the Canadian
No.
Mountie show? That was out.
Well, he's Canadian, so
Yeah,
makes
he
sense.
was in 4 episodes of that. That's bizarre.
So how many Nielsenisms do you use day to day? Because
Oh,
there's
gosh.
the one from, I think it's Naked Gun 2, where he's being frisked and he's got a wire and the code word is "I said I love it" or "I love it."
I love it.
He's getting
I
frisked
said
by this
I
guy. Goes,
love
"I
it."
said I love it," and the guy stops and looks at him. So I use that one all the time in real life.
No, I think
I use the what's the hospital? It's a big place with a lot of
Yeah.
patients, but that's not important, right? I use variations on that all the fucking time because it cracks me
Yeah.
up every time I do it. I can barely get through it all the time before I
Yeah.
start laughing at myself.
I do have to like mute myself every time it says you can't be serious. I'm like, you won't get the joke. I'm not
Surely,
gonna do it." You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it.
That's a turn of phrase that's been completely ruined. You cannot say it unironically now. You cannot.
Have you ever seen Airplane 2 with William Shatner?
Yes, I love Airplane 2.
It's okay.
It's incredible.
It's all right.
No,
not-
it's
it doesn't have
incredible. It's really
Doesn't
funny.
have quite the magic of the first one.
No, it really doesn't, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I'm
Maybe
sure
maybe it's more of a sucker for stupid movies.
because
it's
well,
just
you
like
know
I'm
the
discovering
story
about
of
myself.
Airplane, don't you? You know what it's based on.
0 Hour, right?
Yeah,
It's
which
the
is like a
original movie that
completely-
they bought the script.
It's a
Yeah.
completely serious film with the exact same script. I think they changed like very little to the script, but just put Leslie Nielsen.
Well,
in there.
yeah, I doubt the original has like, sorry, I speak jive.
No, yeah, I suppose not, and also maybe the
Oh,
Dirty
wasn't that
Dancing
Airplane?
script. Sorry.
Oh, we're
yeah,
talking
that's-
about Airplane. I thought you meant Airplane.
Yeah, yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Because no, Airplane 2, I think it's a completely original thing. But yeah,
That's-
because
yeah.
I very much doubt the 0 Hour has stuff like that in it.
No, maybe no, but yeah.
What they need to do is remake Airplane 2 with Paul Wesley instead of William Shatner.
But who would you get to play Leslie Nielsen's role as the Doc? Who would fit in that?
I don't know.
Who's the
Bad-
modern
but
day
fucking
Leslie
Babs
Nielsen?
and everything.
Anson Mount. could
You
probably
know
do it.
what? You know
Actually-
what? As someone who's like got serious like dramatic, because Leslie Nielsen was known as a dramatic actor before that, as like a serious authority figure. But Anson
Anson
Mount's
Mount could do it,
really
'cause
good
he's-
at being fucking funny.
He is really
He's
funny.
really fucking funny.
He needs to do a comedy like TV series or something. Like he needs to have one of those like
There-
Two Broke Girls series of just for him. But,
Oh, I
of
love
course, I
that.
think
There was a moment, I'm not going to spoil it because like it's like a tiny little moment in the musical, but like basically someone breaks into song on the bridge, and like I hadn't noticed it, but he just backs up and like tries to hide behind his chair a little bit, like
didn't
just fucking
see-
cracked up. Yeah, no, it's when Ortegas joins in on the song. Like when you see that, you'll have to just watch what he's doing. He's fucking hilarious.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that a lot tomorrow. That's going to be tomorrow's
If we
musical
can get an
episode.
Academy TV series, we should have like a retirement home series for all the captains. Like bring back Mulgrew and
Wasn't that
Brooks
Picard?
and-
Yeah, not wrong.
You're right.
Star Trek 12. So
Hoisted,
very
hoisted
tired.
by my own Picard on that one.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bad jokes all night. Yeah,
We still need to get you to watch Beyond, don't we, Otto?
God, yes, we
Speaking
should
of
do
Star Trek
that.
movies.
Beyond's good.
I just
Beyond is
Into
actually genuinely
Darkness,
good.
Into Darkness just broke
Oh.
me so bad. I'm like, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna skip
Oh,
whatever
dude.
else JJ does.
Ignore that. Well, it wasn't
Well, because
JJ.
JJ's not involved.
No,
it's
he's
not.
just
It's not got
executive
involved.
producer, but he's not directed. It was the guy that did the Fast and Furious films that directs that one.
Justin Lin,
That's
who's
what I
actually a
mean.
massive Trek fan, and it shows.
yeah. And
No, I'm
Simon
serious.
Pegg-
Like, there is one egregious use of a motorcycle, and that's it. The rest of it is
Yeah.
pure Trek.
Simon Pegg wrote it as well. He was one of the writers.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he gave them shit over the trailer because it made it look too much like the other Abrams movies.
There's also a use of
No,
sabotage.
Beyond's
but we can
genuinely
ignore
good.
that. It's not
Yeah.
bad use of sabotage, to be fair.
I'll allow it. It's the best use of sabotage in modern Trek, which is weird to say.
I was watching Strange New Worlds. I just caught like a little glimpse of Lens Flare, and it like PTSD'd me. And I'm like, I was watching
couldn't
like a
believe-
hawk
hang
for
on,
the
what was
next like minute, and no more showed up. I'm like, all right, it was just a one-off. You can relax. They're not going to
Yeah.
blast it all over.
I couldn't believe
Every now and then.
I said
And that's
this
the thing
fact-
is like,
Oh, go on.
if you do it scantly, like it does add something.
It's a very strong visual effect. Like whenever you're like trying to show off like a character's disorientation or like impress upon someone like the magnanimity of a set and like the lighting or whatever, like it can be a really cool effect. But then fucking JJ just killed us all. Have I ever told the story of when I went to actually go and see Into Darkness in theaters?
No, maybe.
Yes.
So
Okay.
Moving on.
oh, okay, fair enough.
You tell it so.
Anyway, so I already knew going in about the whole Khan twist. I already knew because
yeah.
I was like, I want because I kind of had heard of rumblings on the internet, and I was like, there's no way that the new Trek villain is John Harrison. I don't believe that for a second. I thought for a gleaming moment it might be someone like Gary Mitchell because I was like, that'd be really cool. But no,
That would've
they went
made
for the basic
sense.
bitch option. Would have made way more sense. And then I sat down in my seat, and I was there with my dad and my stepmother because they're both big Trek fans. Like my dad's who got me into Star Trek, and like that's one of the things that he and my stepmother bonded over was their mutual love of Star Trek. And I think it was around about the point that Carol Marcus started taking off her clothes that I just started to shrink into my chair because I had not wanted to go. I didn't want to go and see Into Darkness,
Oh,
and they were
really?
like, "We'll pay for." I didn't because all the reviews I'd heard, and I'd heard about a reversal of a Wrath of Khan moment, and I was like, guess what, Wrath of Khan's my favorite movie. I don't want to fucking hear it. But they were paying for the tickets. It was rude to decline, so I went. And it happened, and it was when Spock did the yell that I was like, I think I I think I want to die. And I left the cinema, and they were like, "How was it?" And I was like, "I don't think I can forgive you for this." Broadly, the world. I don't think I can forgive
have
the
no
world
father.
for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Would you believe? We're talking about the lens flares. We've said this. I've said this fact before, and I still can't believe it. But it has 826 lens flares in the film.
I believe you. I believe you.
What is wrong with them?
You know, we need to incorporate some into this show. Just every
So
once
just
in
get
a
a
while,
lens flare
splash
effect.
one across the screen.
Don't worry, it happens every time Idol gets his head on a certain angle.
Oh,
Yeah, don't get big here as well. It'll happen, blind the audience.
I love you,
you,
Idol.
Idol.
I only tease because I love.
Yeah, whatever.
Exactly. This
If my audio gets suspiciously muted.
Chat about whatever you chat about normally.
That's true.
Impromptu, Louisa.
Guess what? Your wife is always welcome on stream.
You know, I keep telling her that. I keep saying, "Come
Heck,
down, come down."
preferred.
Yeah, yes. I keep saying, "Do you want to do it?" She goes, "I'll need a lot more drink in me before I go back on there again."
Valid.
Yeah.
So, Otto, before we started, you asked me how I was. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm having a really good day. I feel centered, and I've got 2 days off ahead of me, and I'm gonna be a fucking lazy piece of shit. I can't wait.
I'm doing nothing. Get in the lazy.
I'm
boy.
doing fucking nothing. Yeah, basically.
So I had a bit of a
See, now that you admitted that, I'm going to be spamming you with DMs, be like, you want to watch Strange New Worlds? You want to watch Strange New Worlds?
Oh, how awful! I'd hate to do that.
Oh no. I had a bit of a horror story last night. So we had one of my.
Wait, hold on.
Go on.
Subdue the lighting, grab a flashlight,
Yeah.
put it under your chin.
No, it wasn't. Not scary, just like pretty horrific. So we had one of Ben's friends around and their parents around, and they were just playing. We were chatting away, and the cats, as they do, bring in a full-sized pigeon, half dead. And Louisa's like, "Oh, gotta get him." The kids are like, "What's going on? What's going on?" We're like, "No, just go over there a minute." And Louisa takes off and she goes, "I don't know what to do with it. It's like it's half dead. What do I do?" And I'm just like, "Well, I'll take the kids upstairs and I'm going to leave you with it because birds and stuff like that. You just do what you need to do." And she did, and she put it out of his misery. I said, "So what did you do?" And in the what most people do when you're going to put a dying bird out of his misery, you kind of just don't give it a whack or something like that. No, she cut its head off with a pair of scissors. And I was like, she came down with hands full of blood, and she goes, oh, "My God!" No, it's like the scene with McCoy with his hands in the cement from the Horton.
My God, what have I done?
Yes, what have I done? I think I could cure a rainy day.
Idol, what I got back didn't live long.
Pretty much.
Fortunately.
I was just like, we were saying to the birds, and Ben was like, "What happened to it?" It's just like, "It flew away." He goes, "I don't believe you." Like, no.
These must have been like poultry shears or just like heavy duty
No, just
shit.
kitchen scissors. Just apparently, she just said it went through real easy.
Please tell me you got rid of those scissors. Please tell me you got rid of
They're
them.
in the sink.
Fuck off.
It'll be fine.
Oh my God, you're awful.
Deep
I
clean.
hate
I'm
you.
not the one that cut his head off with a pair of scissors. Oh no, we'd lost Otto again.
Yeah, he's left in disgust. Jesus.
Hang
Oh.
on, there we go. Broken everything. Has he gone to just go and throw up now?
Maybe.
Have I ruined the butter zone? Was that an inappropriate story?
Well, now it's the pigeon zone, so you know, well done on that. Well, it sounds like a giraffe is dying over there.
No, that wasn't that. That was South Park. As a baby giraffe. I haven't watched that film in so long. What was that?
Dude, it's really fucking
It
good.
is
That
good.
first South Park movie is real fucking good.
I'm surprised they didn't make more. They just seemed to do like big specials.
I think they
didn't
realized they couldn't really top it. Honestly, like what more can you do? Like it was a full on musical. What more do you?
Oh yeah, it was a musical. Oh
know.
yeah. Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, it's like, are you really telling me you don't remember "Shut Your Fucking Face, Uncle Fucker"?
Oh no, I remember that, and the Saddam the Devil song as well. I can change
exactly.
that one.
And then like Satan's Disney song and all that. Yeah, no, it's fucking great.
Let me call Otto. Come back.
Happy birthday for a king.
Come back. We're less disgusting now.
We promise.
Disgusting
We don't actually
now.
promise.
Unless he crashed. Who knows?
Well, he does have a new laptop, so. You know.
Oh, that's true. It might have been knackered. But we're gonna tier some desserts and we're gonna tier some Star Trek themes when Otto gets back. So yeah,
okay.
I've got my nice big 4K telly, and I did the usual thing whenever I buy a telly. Louise, you're like, "Oh, don't buy one that's too big." I said, "No, I won't." It's like, "Oh, they only had 50-inch in stock. Sorry, that's all we've got." Because the last one was a 40-inch, and now we've gone 50, and it's wonderful. It's nice. I can see things in.
What happened to the old one?
It went weird. The remote broke a few years ago, so I was kind of like ad hocing pressing buttons. But watching stuff on like iPlayer, and every now and then these black bars would flash up, and anything with like HDR content would just go really fuzzy.
Have you been paying your TV license?
I actually do. One thing, I do pay my TV
Wow,
license.
weird.
Only mostly
Good.
only because I can't be asked with the hassle. It's so, they start knocking at your door and then going, "Oh, it's under crime," blah blah blah. Louise was really worried. She goes, "I don't want to talk to people at the door if they're going to harass me." I'm like, "I'll just pay the license. I'll pay for my
I thought you were going to
CDs."
say I don't want to talk to people at the door, which, like, based. Like, I understand that, but like,
Okay, I have a question that belies my age. What does based mean? I hear that a lot.
oh, you're so old.
I
Idol.
know.
You're
No,
so
it's
old.
only come out about the last year or so, hasn't it?
No, it's like a good
okay.
few years old at this point. So it basically means that it's a cool opinion. You are, guess what? Fucking, you're right on with that opinion. That's a good opinion to have.
Okay.
Yeah, guess what? I think better of you because you have that opinion, type thing. So you would say, "I like Strange New Worlds" as Subspace Veracity, and I'd be like, based.
What new lingo do you like, Auto? Are you fleek? Are you lit? Are you with
You
it?
lit fam.
There's this kid in middle school that used to like squirt saliva on people, like not spit.
what?
He like squirted it from the back of his throat, and he called it a gleek, and he did it like
Oh,
I think I call that biological warfare. Wow. What, I was
that's
having
a
trouble today.
pose.
It was this big.
He's overestimating it, I'm sure. God, he's having difficulty tonight. I think it's a connection problem.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh.
Maybe, yeah. Well, but you felt like usually a problem when he was in Germany, not when he's moved.
That's
so-
true. He's in the land of the full internet now. Like he should be
Allegedly.
full speed.
I guess maybe like the eagle like ran away with this fiber optic connection. I'm
There
sure.
we go. He's back. He's back.
that's okay. It's just the chill stream.
It is just the chill stream. We're here. Shall we? We're here to tier. Shall we tier? What do you want to do first? Shall
We have a Trek one and a non-Trek one.
We
so
do.
what
Let's
are
do
you
the
gonna
non-track
do?
one first.
Oh God, my leg.
That
was
was a little
all
bit
broken.
bigger.
Hang on a second. I just need to fix my.
I like bigger. Bigger is better.
bigger. That one.
All right, what we got in here? Ooh, we got a good selection in here.
Frick. Hang on. Let's.
Idle messaged me when I went offline. He's like, "Come back, we're less disgusting now." I'm like, "Yeah, I got that."
Yeah, no, I promise. I promise. Take me back, baby.
I generally thought you'd left in disgust. I thought you'd like that. Fuck this.
I don't even know what we were talking about. So,
I won't repeat.
Dead
I won't
pigeons.
won't repeat it. Right.
oh yeah.
There we go. I've sorted the layout. Oh no, I haven't sorted the layout. What's this doing now? Hang on. We've got all sorts of mismatched stuff going on here.
Okay, we got SAD. Okay, yeah, we aren't doing that pussy E shit. We go down to D like men.
Yes. No, there's no Andy Dick tier this time.
No,
so.
well, we're not reviewing
Oh,
Voyager
God.
episodes, are we?
No.
Oh no, what was it? It was side characters, one-off side characters.
Yeah.
Oh god, wow, that's a pull.
Which you could do that one over and over again because there's so many. But
Oh yeah.
Hang on.
Well, guess what? A mark of what tier it is like, do I remember who they are?
Pretty
for
much.
Puffcast listeners, we are in fact doing desserts right now. So
Okay. What is
I did try
by no
throwing a
means
couple British
comprehensive.
ones.
Yeah.
what is
No,
our
this is very
first dessert?
comprehensive. It's not at all comprehensive. Apple crumble.
Apple crumble. Oh, I love a crumble. That's one of our staples. Is a rhubarb crumble. But
Don't tell me about your cumble.
No. All right, let's
don't
stop this before it goes anywhere. Or I will drop internet again. Look, now, I hate crumbles. They are the lazy man's pie. Why don't you make a fucking real crust instead of making a crumble? How about that? Learn to make a crust or buy a
no,
crust.
because if you've got a little sort of something in the freezer, say like some leftover sort of like jam or something you've made from your leftover
Booter,
apples.
it's never too early to start.
All you need to do, mix a bit of flour and butter together, put it in the oven, and it's just instant dessert. It's convenient and
Make
it
a
tastes
crust.
nice.
Yeah, so are Hot Pockets, but they're D tier, so come on.
I'm gonna say
Crumbles are gross.
Crumbles are A for me. Crumbles are A.
Crumble offends my sensibilities. Okay.
I'll go with a B. I'll be diplomatic and say B.
I can say B. I can
All right,
see.
so C is the
I
average
can
here.
see B. I can see B. 2 on 1
Dude,
for
they're
B.
not.
Democracy wins.
That's true.
Sorry.
I love
they're gross.
democracy.
All right,
Alright,
we need chat
Palpatine.
to weigh in for these because
Yeah.
this may get a little contentious.
Crumble.
Nothing is more.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there's quite a lot of things on here. I can maybe see moving it down to see if there's something a bit better because there are. I won't say it's my favorite dessert.
It's like, you sit there chewing a bag of oats. It's like, is that dessert? No, it's not. Come on.
You don't use oats, not in a crumble.
Yes, you do.
No, not in a British one. Not in a British crumble. British crumble is flour
Well, then we have different crumbles.
and butter, and you mix it all together, and then it sort of like turns into little things, and then you put it on top of your compote, and then you put it in the oven, and it crisps up and goes all crunchy. Oh, a load of sugar as well. Yeah.
Oh, so like, what is it? Streusel is it called on top of a coffee cake?
I don't know what that is.
Oh man, we have such a language barrier right now between the cultures.
The language of food has betrayed us. Okay, what about?
All right,
we'll
B,
think about
B
it.
is okay.
What's next? Is this bananas and ice cream? No.
That's apple pie.
Apple
pie.
pie.
I feel like I'd be offending America if I gave that anything less than an A.
I'm not-
It's clearly superior to apple crumble, right? Because you have a better crust.
I generally tend to agree. I like a good pie crust. Good pie crust is like it's there. That's what it's about.
I don't think I've ever had like a knockout apple pie. I don't think I've ever had
Hold on.
like
I
one
think
that's.
these are in a different order.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, that is apple pie though.
Oh,
Well,
No,
what
that is
I have to
apple pie.
point out, it's like we're not talking about like McDonald's apple pies that
No,
are like
no,
basically
no.
nuclear. Like we're talking about proper apple pie.
yeah, no,
You
I'm
mean the
thinking,
the apple flavored hot pocket?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I just don't know. It's okay. I can think of different things to put in a pie that'd be nicer than just apple. Like, give me like summer fruits or like Black Forest.
They're
Gattos.
coming up. Don't worry.
Hey, what's wrong with apple?
Apple's okay. Apple's very vanilla. Apple pie and vanilla
Dude,
ice cream is about as
No,
basic as you can get.
did you say apple is very vanilla? Fuck you. Apple is clearly apple.
No, all right, fine. It's apple.
One man's basic is another man's staple, though.
Someone in a third world country is watching this, going, "You bastards."
I don't know, man. Like apple is like my tier 2 fruit. Like that's my
Tier two.
my tier
Hey,
1
we're not
is
doing fruits now.
orange.
Fruits another day.
Orange
Worms
is tier S. Sorry, but yeah.
If worms didn't exist, apples might be tier 1. They're pretty good.
All right, what
I
should
don't
we?
know, but then there's lemons. I like lemons a lot.
I think I
think
prefer
those are
a
best too.
pie to in general. A pie to a crumble is generally preferred, so I'd probably say
so
A.
A.
In general, if we just
It's
go
got to be
to
A.
pie.
But yeah,
All right.
Okay, what's this? Cherry pie. Cherry
Berry
juice?
pie. A berry of your choice, let's say.
so blueberry or raspberry or
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like a dark fruit. It's not a joke. I like fruits that are darker.
Stars, he's trying to say he loves you, man. It's okay.
it's like, I was like, you making a grinder profile here, right? Like what?
You like short tarts and dark fruits, yeah.
Speaking of
He's an equal opportunity fruit.
this is a.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Booter.
I can see an A. I can see an A for this.
I'll allow an A.
I prefer apple to berry, but
Generally, I
pie-
agree, but for a pie, I think it can kind of vary depending on your mood.
Consider the downside. Berry pies are often can stain quite easily. So if you're at a
This is true.
to-do and the shuttlecraft doesn't make it into the bay, you're washing that shirt with like detergent and Dawn and pre-treating and whatnot. So. You didn't
no, I
consider that, did you? That's the.
I know. I don't feel like it should factor into how good the food is. Like, guess what? If I'm going to be a pig, I'm going to be a pig. Fucking just
some
let
of the
me do
best
it.
food is the messiest.
I'm gonna-
Like,
I'm gonna take off my shirt and eat the pie like a man.
It was like, damn, fucking right.
it's like,
Anyone who says differently is a pussy.
all right. If you guys like,
go
you
for
guys
that,
like
go for
A,
that.
we'll go with A.
I mean, this is dessert. Nothing's
It's like
going to be
blueberries
good
or shit.
here. Okay, what we
Up next we have blondies.
I've never had a blondie.
Which are the-
Blondies?
It's the chocolate-free version of a brownie.
I don't think I've ever had one. Free tier for
Yeah,
you.
then
I'm
I'll-
not here for that.
I don't think I've ever had a good one. Let's put it that way. They always
That's
manage
gotta
to
be
be
D
like
tier. Like
underbaked and
a chocolate brownie without chocolate in it just feels like, I don't know, like alcohol-free alcohol. Like, fuck you.
Down that
Who
road.
is this
I was
for?
I was at a bar once with my dad, and he asked the bartender if they have any non-alcoholic beer on tap. The guy looked at him like, "What are you talking about?"
Why the fuck would you
They
even?
do actually.
Oh.
Some pubs around my way do.
I know, but
all right.
it's not very common. so-
Oh, the snowflakes.
Yeah, so blondies are just I don't know.
D.
That's a D tier for me. That feels like that doesn't even feel like a dessert to me. Like, what is there about it that makes it a dessert? Like, a dessert by definition has to be like savory or sweet
I mean,
or
if you're
salty
saying like it's a
or
brownie
like,
without
usually
chocolate
sweet.
in, it sounds like it's a completely different dessert. It's like a flapjack or something like that. It would be.
It's
a
kinda
brownie
like-
Yeah, it
without
sounds like a
chocolate.
flapjack. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a fat chocolate chip cookie without the chocolate chips in it. So
So
it
it's
would
just
be
so
cakey, sort
awful.
of. And
Awful. D tier. D tier. No, never.
I can only
I'm on
presume
board
Never. A
this
with
is,
that.
million
I mean-
times. Yeah.
okay, I can only presume this is a real brownie.
yes, in fact,
S
two
tier.
of them.
S tier, no doubt.
Okay, yeah, no, I've got to sign off on it. So
Slightly
I had
undercooked.
this. So there's this guy who works at my workplace of work. Well, he would. Where else would he work? And he has this girlfriend who makes this amazing food from all the time. Usually, I think it's like usually like Japanese or like Korean food. So I believe they're both Korean. At least from Hong Kong, I believe actually. And about 5 weeks ago, she made brownies, and too many of them for them to just eat, so they brought them in. And my fucking god, it was just so good. It was just the perfect mix of like ever so slightly soft, like crisp in the right places, really chocolatey. Just like you bit into it, and it was like a chocolate cloud, but with like little chips and chunks. Oh,
Well, hold on, but you're talking about brownies vary so greatly in quality. Have you ever seen the Little Debbie cosmic brownies that look
I feel
like?
like if you tier something, you have to like tier the best example
best
of it against
yeah.
each other, right?
Like, this is the best.
Yeah.
We're not tearing the worst brownie. We're tearing the best brownie. Like the
Well,
one.
you have to. Well, you have to consider
Yeah.
though that quality levels vary. Like if you
So
have
we
a bad
got
one
like a
more
metric.
often than a.
Okay. So we're
Look,
also
tiering
going
is
for
a very
bad
serious
crumbles.
thing, gentlemen. I've been doing it for my entire adult life.
Nah, I'm not here for this. So I believe in judging things by their best, not their worst.
I have
Okay,
a
then
brownie story,
let-
but go on.
Well, no, yeah. So a quick question then: are brownies at their peak when they're warm? I think
Yes.
so.
Yes,
Yes,
slightly soft, a
absolutely,
bit gooey
yeah.
in the middle. Yeah.
Because you said he
Yeah.
brought them into work. Imagine how good they would have been fresh.
Oh, but yeah, absolutely fresh. Yeah, no, that would have been even better. That would be S plus tier. But as it is, I'm grading it based on what I had in my mouth, and it was beautiful. And yes, you can clip that.
Flip that. Flip that.
Beautiful.
It was wet and gooey and lovely.
It was black, and I wanted more of it.
And I'll never go back.
Speaking of those dark fruits, before we get in any more trouble, so Louisa made some dark chocolate orange brownies. God, they were good. And so I was just like, I'm gonna make some of these. And I was like, well, I'll make a brownie. How to do this? And I was like, right, find a recipe. So I found a recipe on the internet. First one I found, I was like, okay, I'll do this one. And I was like, fuck, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, maybe this is just what it needs. Like, maybe I'm making loads. So I was putting like a whole bag of sugar in, about 20 eggs and stuff like that, and loads of other things. And I looked down and I made this recipe, and then I looked, and it was an American recipe for obviously this person that eats like about 50 brownies a day. And I just made this whole bag because you're supposed to make them in like a large flat thing, but I made them in quite a large bowl. So I just had this big chocolate gooey mess. I was just like, so basically I just gave the boys a spoon and just went, just go nuts. Just sat there,
But was it good?
It was alright. It's okay.
Well, the fact that it wasn't gross is a mark in your favour.
Yeah, it was
Man.
edible. I mean, once you cook it, get above a certain temperature, it's edible.
Yeah, it's edible.
No.
Let's move on
I
forward,
haven't had
band.
that many S tier brownies, to be honest.
No,
guess
man,
under
I'm here with
perfect
S brown.
conditions. They're pretty good,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I had
You know,
too
but
many
you don't judge a starship by what it does every day. You judge a starship by what it does at the peak of its capacity, and you're with the best crew at its helm, right?
true.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Yeah,
always
the
remember
episode
Pike?
Cupid is like peak TNG.
You always remember Pike as he's, giving his best commands, his best life advice, not sitting in the chair beeping. That's what I'm saying.
Like, do you judge like the Enterprise by being captained by Captain Robert April and people you don't know, or do you judge it by Kirk and Pike and all their freaking senior stuff? You judge it by the latter. Thank
No,
you.
Captain Rachel Garrett, please. Hero of the Federation.
Well, I was going by the Enterprises in the original.
Okay.
No bloody
Did
A,
you
B,
kill
C, D.
Did you kill him? Beep, beep. He said yes, yes. Take him away.
Oh yeah, I need some more future.
S tier Brownie. I'm sorry, I've got to sign off on it.
I'm with
I'm
that.
signing off on it.
I'd maybe go A, but come on.
What's this? What's this next one?
That is a holy cannoli.
I've never had one.
Ooh, cannolis are lovely, actually. I've had a few of them at Italian restaurants. They are quite nice.
I've only had D tier cannolis, and
Really?
they look S tier, and I'm sure people make really great ones. I've only ever had the worst non-dessert cannolis I've ever.
No,
I don't
I had
know.
some nicer ones here. I've had some nice ones. There's a place called Alice's Pizza, I believe. It's like a little cafe down on Venn Street, and they did a really nice cannoli there. It was really fucking good. But I had to concede that if you guys have never had a good experience with one, then
I've just
maybe
never
it's
had
just
one.
one that I think it's really hard to get right.
See?
Well, hold on now. You just said we're only considering the peak, not how often you get good or bad. So
Well, I don't. It's
Welcome
not
to
something I seek out very often. That's the problem. Is that it's a very particular thing that if you see it on the menu, I'll go for it. But like, it's not something I seek out. I don't go. Does this restaurant do cannolis? Oh well, I guess I'm eating that then.
B or C? B or C? I'll leave it up to you guys.
My experience with it is a B, but I'll allow it a C if you guys have never had a good one or never had one.
they just look so good. They look like a brandy snap filled with cream with a little.
That's
chocolate.
exactly what they're meant to be. They're
How
meant
could
to be
that
the
not
fulfillment of
be-
dreams?
I know, but they're always like bad. So
I know.
B's fine with me. As long as you see that the next one is S tier.
Carrot cake,
What
have
is
you
it?
any nuts?
Oh,
This carrot
carrot
cake
cake.
contains no nuts. I love carrot cake.
Get the fuck out of here with that little Britain shit. That poison.
I love Little Britain, sure. I'm of that generation.
No, you know I don't. Chocolate cake, chocolate cake. Have you any nuts? He wants to talk to you. That's the end of the skit.
Thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll allow it. It's one of the few little Britain bits that's not like massively transphobic or homophobic. So I'll allow it.
Yeah, there is it was a product of its time, let's just say that.
It was.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
no,
I
the
thought
far
we
off
agreed.
year of 2005.
I thought we agreed cannolis are B. Why are they sitting in C?
Oh, did we? I thought we said C. I'm gonna put B. I'll put him in B.
I have never had carrot cake, so I'm going to
What?
take your words on faith. I've never had it.
How have you not had carrot cake?
Bro,
Good carrot cake.
Kind of started me by, I guess.
It's
with
something you
a
wouldn't
cream
expect to be
cheese
good.
frosting. Oh,
No, I agree with
I've
S.
never had one.
I will take. I'll
it
take
is
it.
my favorite cake by far.
It's not my favorite cake, but it's up there. If there's a choice, if there's a choice between a chocolate cake or a carrot cake, I'll go for the carrot cake.
Carrot cake.
Yeah.
I've never had one, but I'll take it on faith that it's good.
So it's because of the carrots carry a lot of moisture. It's moister than your average cake. Like it's really hard to overbake them. I have had a couple.
I
that
like
are
a good moist cake. Like if you can get like a good moist like fluffiness to
Oh yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's not crunchy at all.
That's right. Maybe that's why I've always avoided them. I always figured carrot crunch cake, carrot crate.
no,
no.
at all. You wouldn't even know there's carrot in it. Like it's one of those ones.
Yeah.
They just it's like
Okay.
cheesecake. There's no cheese in a cheese. Well, there's no identifiable
Well,
lumps
yeah.
of cheese in a cheesecake, is there? It's just
So what's like the predominant taste of the cheesecake? So is
You've
it like
never had my
sweet or
Gruyere
savory, or-
cake before. I don't.
yes.
So what's like the
You've never
predominant
had
taste? Is it like sweet?
my
Is it
red
savory?
blanchon cake.
It's sweet because you do.
Yeah,
have
it's sweet.
Yeah, you put a shitload of
Okay.
sugar in it. Like because like sweet potatoes or any things like that. They are like a carrot is a sweet vegetable just by its nature, like on its own. That's why kids love them. But yeah,
I guess I don't eat enough carrots.
you should eat more carrot. You'd be able
It's
to see in
sweet
the
and
dark.
it's moist and it's lighter
Well,
than.
I'm
something
wearing
like,
glasses.
Like
I probably
milk
should
chocolate
eat more
cake.
carrots. Actually,
No, it doesn't help.
Sorry, Otto, we talked over you.
That's what the stream is all about.
Is this cookies? Cookie.
I like how you
chocolate
guys didn't
cookies?
argue S tier at all.
No,
So
that's
thank
it.
you. Yes, chocolate chip cookies.
Cookie.
okay.
Specifically chocolate chip.
Oh, okay.
I need it to be double chocolate chip. I can't go with just single.
double, you amateur. Go to the triple. Get the Marks and Spencer's triple
What?
shot cookies.
Guess what? Okay, well, if you're going that route, then yeah, like Sainsbury's does a really fucking nice like triple chocolate dark milk chocolatey one with like a little bits of white in there. That's really fucking nice.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have those often because like I have like 2 of those and I feel a little bit sick, but in a good way. But if we're escalating up to that, if we're doing it, but yeah, that's gonna be S tier, right? Like the chocolate cookie.
The humbled chocolate chip cookie. Let's start with that.
What? Okay, so America-wise, because
It's the David. It's the David.
Do
to
you
be
have the
honest.
same kind of cookies we do? Because most like cookies we have are about that big. They're not like the little Maryland ones that you sort of dunk in your milk. Like
No.
these are.
No, most of them will be about the size of your fist, a little smaller. Well, probably a little bit smaller. Yeah,
Depends on your fist.
yeah. I was gonna say.
'Cause,
I'm
yeah,
looking. I'm like, damn, that's a big cookie. Maybe a little small.
I can say because I think English cookies are bigger. I don't know, in definition, we like the thinner, wider ones, like that are a little bit soft
Yeah.
in the middle, like a brownie almost.
This is a tough topic to bridge the gap with because I think we have very different experiences over there versus here.
That being
so.
said, I love a cookie. I could actually see A for that.
Just think a fresh, homemade, soft, pliable, not the fucking famous Amos or whatever they are, the little crunchy
These little stale things.
Chips
Yeah,
Ahoy.
not
Yeah,
that.
the Chips Ahoy, those are gross, but
Yeah, no. Like a proper cookie. There's nothing quite like a proper cookie.
you know, I think there's a reason it's iconic. So it's got to be near the top.
Yeah, I
It's
think
got to be at least A. I could see S.
I can kind of see S. Like a good. Are we doing by your theory stars like top of the tree? Like we're going for its very best.
And especially like I often like to
Glass
pair it with a good like Glass Milk is classic. I love just like a good cold soda. Like there's just something about the crunch. You get the nice like the chocolate like mixed around your mouth. And you go. It's like, that shit's pretty.
I'll go S. We'll go for the classics. It's looking good for classics.
I have a problem with mixing two sweets together because usually I find they compromise the flavor of the other one.
Well, this is why I don't drink sugary soda anymore, or at least I try to avoid it. I drink a lot of sugar-free, so I get that the cola taste, but I don't get any sugar, so the cookie carries that. But that's a unique combination, I think.
He drinks fizzy
And
marmalade.
of course... oh. Marmite, no, thank you.
Oh, don't worry, we'll be tearing that later.
Okay.
Marmite, Vegemite, all the good stuff. All right, creme brulee.
Okay. Listen. If I wanted to,
Never have one.
if I wanted to eat burnt custard, I would let my kids cook. No, it's okay.
It's not burnt; it's slightly caramelized. If you have a burnt
Alright.
one, then
but once you break through the
they were
top,
wrong.
you are just eating custard.
Yeah, but it's fucking good custard.
It's good custard. Custard's good, but it's not. It's not
Also-
like a £20 dessert. Like it's like you basically got some custard and blowtorched it. That's it.
Well, but here's the thing: it's dead simple to make. Like, there's 4 ingredients. Anyone can make it. It's real easy, hard to mess up. But it's seen as a more upper crust type dessert. So, those out there, if you have a date coming over, learn how to make creme brulee. Make it for her. She'll be impressed.
Are any of us dating anytime soon? Is this happening? Oh, your auto is actually. There we go.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, that's the second time I've had to go for you being single along with the Chakotay.
We
single
flash
digit
forward, and I'm sitting alone with 2 places set, just eating bowls of creme brulee and crying.
I love.
Don't worry, I'll go
married with
live when that
children.
happens.
I can say a C. It's not horrible. It's just there's not much point to it.
See,
Yeah.
bro, it's good.
Where would you put it?
It's flirting with S for me, but if you really think it's... Dude, custard.
might have to-
What's wrong with
Custard's
custard?
great. I
We
like
might have
custard,
to
but
we might have to cut the distance to go for a B here and be diplomatic.
I
Well,
think
now this is the guy that said apples are so vanilla, as if vanilla is a bad thing.
no, vanilla's great. Like I
Good
think
vanilla is
if-
fucking great, yeah.
Custard,
expensive-
custard to me is an accessory to other desserts. It's not a dessert on its own. I wouldn't sit and eat a bowl of custard. I mean, I would if I had nothing else, but it's not something I would choose at a restaurant. Just fuck it, a bowl of custard on the menu.
Dude, this is why I'm taller than you, Idle. You don't know good dessert.
Because I haven't enough bowls of custard in my life.
Because we don't know good desserts when you see you.
Oh, it's a shame my wife is at work. She would love this conversation because she'd probably disagree.
I'll
She'd
go with
probably agree
B,
you.
like if you really hate it, B, but I think
Hate
it's
it.
nice.
I just don't think it deserves the accolades. Yeah, B. Sorry.
Alright, what's next?
Can't even believe. I put cupcakes because that's the only one I
Cupcakes are
pulled.
great.
So it is chocolate, but any kind of cupcake.
Very
Would that
quite a lot.
include a fairy cake?
Yeah, that's a cupcake.
Are you not familiar with a fairy cake or a butterfly cake, Otto?
You guys are British, so talk amongst
it's
yourselves.
basically a cake with a bit of cream. It's a cupcake with a bit of something on the top
Well,
and a
then
couple
there
of
you
bits of
go.
sponge put in. It's a cupcake.
Yeah. So what you would do is, I always have these for my birthday. My mum makes them; they're beautiful. So
Sponge
you make
frosting.
Yeah. So like you would make a whole tray of like cupcakes. You cut out a circle on the top. You cut that in half. You fill it with like a nice buttercream or like whatever kind of frosting you like. And you put it in that like butterfly rings, and then you have a butterfly cake. And they're quite
Is that
nice.
to prevent it from being too dry? Because I've had some dry cupcakes.
Yes, it is to do that, and also because it's just a nice way of presenting them, and it means that you have your like little cupcake, and you go bite, and then you get the layering of cupcake frosting, and then a bit more cupcake on top, and it like kind of folds in on itself. It's lovely.
See, I think cupcakes are the quintessential B. Like they're a staple in a lot of places.
I can see bigger
but
than
they'll
that.
never blow your mind.
I've had some blueberry muffin. Oh no, are we counting a muffin as a cupcake?
Muffin is not a cupcake. Muffin is a different
It's not a
thing.
dessert.
Maybe it is a B then. Yeah, because I would say muffins are better.
Big
than
muffin.
cupcakes.
I would tend to
has
agree,
tested
yeah.
It's a breakfast food.
Yeah. A muffin could be a meal in itself. A cupcake is never a meal. A cupcake is only an accessory to other cupcakes.
Oh, I can see B then. Yeah, it's
I think a B's fine.
yeah.
B's
That
fine.
works for me.
It's
That works for
respectable.
me. Donuts.
Donuts.
Love
Okay,
donuts.
I fucking love a good donut. There's a Krispy Kreme right across from where I work, and it's really hard not to walk in every day.
Don't like Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme are crap. Give me the
I do.
Morrison's.
I do love Krispy Kreme.
Morrison's own donuts are lush. Also, every time there's a fair on or something like that, you go to the stall
Oh,
where they're
yeah.
making them fresh. You get those hot, sugary donuts, like 10 in a bag. They're about that
Yeah.
big. Oh, they are so good. So bad for you, but they
Yeah.
are so good. Well, nothing here is good for you.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah. Well, yeah, it's because they're deep fried and they're covered in sugar and they're awful, but they're lovely. Yeah,
No,
no.
donuts
We'll
can be
see.
good. No, you can put anything on a donut. It's great.
And those donuts I had with Otto in Germany were fucking preem. Like that, all that
Really?
Oreo donut was really nice. I really liked them. You didn't?
I thought they were a little bit too bready. I like a more melty donut like Krispy Kreme.
I like both. That's the thing. I'm not picky. I'm like, you know what? I'll eat an entire box of Krispy Kreme on my own, or I'll have like a really nice, unique Oreo donut or whatever. I'll have donuts any day.
The fly in the ointment for me is powdered donuts, which I abhor because they always
Yeah.
get messy, and it
did
feels
like
like
a
you're
powdered one.
choking on like gym chalk or something. when
Well,
you
it
catch
feels like a half measure. It's like if you're gonna put sugar on it, put a fucking sugar on it. Like put a glaze
Yeah.
on there. A glaze is
Royal-
like a statement of
royal
intent.
icing would be-
But powdered sugar is like.
Stars
Statement of
2023. A
intent.
glaze is a statement of intent. They're going to put that in your memoirs when you're tried for some war crime.
So what are we? A?
I think A. I'll say
I'm
A.
okay with an A. I could be talked up higher, but yeah, A absolutely.
If we're going to
See,
go
the
for like
issue
the full
is-
range, then
I think they're difficult to do homemade. Plus,
oh, very yeah.
deep
Yeah,
fry
very.
oil
Yeah.
is kind
Unless
of
you have a deep
messy and-
fryer, it's near impossible.
Yeah, you can't quite replicate it at home.
I don't think it can't muscle its way into S tier, but it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
There's people throwing their remotes at the telly right now. It's like, you motherfuckers. Creme brulee? No.
Flan.
Flan. Not to
Don't
my
like-
taste.
I love. See, I guess I'm a custard guy because I love flan.
I don't hate it. I don't. Yeah, I'm
That
not,
little layer of where the caramel soaks in,
Yeah.
you could hook that up to an IV, baby, and just right in the arm. Have you guys made flan or creme
No.
brulee before?
I think my mum has made a few flans for my granddad's
Flan.
birthdays every now and then. They're okay. Yeah.
Maybe you're missing
okay.
the homemade touch. I don't know.
I've been okay. I've never been wowed by a flan.
What do we have? We have them. You can buy them in supermarkets over here, and they're like in the yogurt section, and they kind of have like that little sort of like caramelly top, and they're okay. Yeah, they're okay, but I don't think I've had a proper homemade or even restaurant made flan.
Flan.
Or
Booter
flan.
doesn't know what flan is. It's basically just custard. And the bottom is caramel. You let it set, and then when you overturn it, you have this layer of like caramel soaked custard, and then the caramel kind of pours over the rest
Did you
of the custard as a
do you get
sauce.
variations where they put a bit of booze in it as well? You can get like an alcohol.
I'm sure you can make a rum one. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, rum. That's it. That's what
You
I was
can make anything boozy.
Yeah, I might go for that.
We'll tier boozes next time we're together.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I could
Stars will
have
be
a
the
whole section
judge.
on tearing chocolate stouts.
Oh,
like-
will I? Okay, fair enough.
I can see. I mean, if you want to shout it to an A, I say it for an A. I'm not gonna. I'm nonplussed. I've not really had many of them to form an
I
opinion.
think I don't know. For me, it's equivalent to creme brulee. They're both delicious caramelly custards.
I could put it. We'll put it in A. Put it in A. You speak highly of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I can't speak down to it. So it's better than a creme brulee.
There's no, well, it can be burnt if someone doesn't know what they're doing, but it
Yeah, but
doesn't
it
get burnt
sounds
as
more
often as
technical
creme
than
brulee
just-
does.
It sounds more technical. There's a lot more technique in
Yes.
preparing this custard.
Yeah, when you flip it over and have it
Almost like a
plop out,
tartatan
it's-
kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
which we'll get later to pineapple upside down cake. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen.
And now a message from our sponsors. We don't have any sponsors. No one
Never,
likes us.
never ever. We are far too blue.
Big
All right,
bowl of
up
fruit.
next. This is going to be interesting. Fruit,
Bowl of fruit.
Are we having? Is it
mixed-
just the fruit, or can I add yogurt?
mixed fruit. No,
Just
no, that's
mixed
breakfast then.
I mean, it depends on the kinds of fruit, but if I can get like a bowl of like watermelon and apple and orange, maybe like the odd like raspberry or blueberry in there,
Yeah,
I could go for that.
fruit's good.
I feel like this is context dependent because if you've just eaten an entire goat, for example, you don't really have room for something heavy and rich like
That's
a cheesecake.
true,
So
actually,
you might
yeah.
opt for fruit, in which case it
I've done
bumps
that a
up
few
a tier.
times. I've done that.
Yeah.
But if you had salad for dinner, you don't want to have fruit for dessert. Like, come on.
That's why I quite like Chinese
Yeah, no,
buffets
my
around
fucking
here.
rabbit.
You stuff yourself at the Chinese buffet, and then they do just have a massive like fruit section. I was like, yes, I will have just a bowl of fruit, and then you go and get more food, more chicken wings after that. But
I feel like
it's just
this is an A depending on your taste and your context. I feel like
Wait,
this
hold
should be
on.
an A.
Idol's not done eating. How many times are you going back
Oh,
to
I'm-
this Chinese buffet?
You
How
have
many
to-
servings?
You have to have your fruit break just to sort of like get everything acidic and get it on its way down, and then you go back for more. Man, I could hit a buffet. I love a buffet. COVID was a real shock to the system.
Yeah, I can imagine.
For my birthday later this month, I'm going to this restaurant, Texas de Brazil, which I've only been once, but it was the most painful experience of my life because I ate so much. They have these gauchos come around, with like Spanish pantaloons carrying a giant
Yeah.
skewer of meat, and they just slice
so
until
like
you say,
Charles-
Oh, that sounds like your aesthetic.
Yeah.
and then they cleanse your palate with a garlic mash, which is about 80% butter. It's barely holding its body together. It's all butter, and then they have this like caramelized banana interlude to help.
Oh,
cleanse
wow.
the stew.
And
it's-
caramelized banana interlude. Okay, perfect.
Is that I think that's called. That's like a Brazilian thing when they come over the skewers and they just serve meat after meat after meat, and it's like it's churrascaria or something like that. And it's
Can't wait.
it's mad. I could see A for a
Anyway,
bowl of
what were
fruit.
we
Like
talking
it's good. Bowl of fruit.
A for a bowl of fruit, and depending on the context and what's in the bowl.
Yeah.
I think A is a little strong though.
You think?
Yeah, but it's a classic, though.
I would.
Would you ever say no to a bowl of fruit?
I don't think I would. I think there's no situation where I would just go, no, I don't want any more fruit, unless I've
Like,
just had a bowl of fruit. and I
imagine
go,
like someone
"No,
comes up
thanks."
to you right now and says, "Hey, I've made a bowl of fruit," and you look at it, and it's like
I
three
would eat
or
a bowl
four
of
of your favorite fruits, and it's been prepared for you, and they're all like, everything's been peeled, everything's been sort of like, I'd be like, well, fuck yeah, I'll have a bowl
You're,
of fruit.
you're such an optimist, Stars. You're always thinking about these things at their best. Sometimes, it's not fresh fruit or it's cut a little bit
Yeah.
too close to the rind. Chat says B.
Okay.
I'm thinking
I
B
could
too.
be taught.
In the world of desserts, is a cupcake a full tier lower than
Yeah,
mixed
it could be
fruit?
right. We've got a lot. to
Okay,
go
yeah, you're
through.
probably
I think
right.
there's
You're
some better
probably
stuff,
right. Yeah. Okay, we'll go for a B. I'll settle for a B
I
then.
haven't got anything in C yet. This is interesting.
I really enjoy it. I just love a good bit of watermelon. Like a bit of watermelon just hits just
Oh,
right.
dude, I will eat nothing but watermelon for days at a time.
I've got watermelon upstairs at the moment. I might go and smash it on stream. Okay. Ice cream. Ice cream.
Clip that too, folks. No, specifically hard ice cream, so not soft serve.
Okay.
Does this
Okay, yeah,
encompass
yeah.
sorbet or no?
Sorbet's a hard one. Yeah, I'd say that is. It's not soft
Do I
serve.
have something later for that?
I don't think you've got.
Because that completely alters the context of the question for me if sorbet
No,
is
I
included
Got
or not.
sorbet on it.
No, not sorbet, just hard ice. You gotta save something for next time. We can
Okay, so if we include sorbet in this, S tier.
There is a place near me that does the best pistachio ice cream. It is heavenly. I love pistachio ice cream. I assume we're not just talking
Like the
about
right.
strawberry
lemon sorbet for me.
What
is
kind of cone are we
just
going
the
for here?
height
Are we
of
going
decency.
for, because this looks like a crappy cone, like ones that just like feel like you're eating paper, but you get a proper good crunchy cone?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, one
Yeah.
of those like kind of like latticey ones with like a
Yeah.
little bit of chocolate in the bottom. Yeah.
There's too much customization, though. It's hard to pinpoint.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? The other day, I was like, you know what? I'm feeling like having something sweet, but something I haven't had in a while. And I just ordered like a little pot of lemon sorbet from my local supermarket. And I threw it in the bottom of the freezer. I was like, I'll get to that. A few days later, I pop it open and I'm like, I can't stop. It's so good. I can't. I'm just, oh, no. And guess what? It was all gone. Fucking
I'm not a big
all
sorbet
over.
guy. Like, I think sorbet's something that's...
I love sorbet. I love it.
But for hard
I'm not-
ice creams, I'm there, because you can get so many different flavors. Like, I've had some mad stuff. Like
Well, I also love a good hard ice cream. Like if you give me like a mint chocolate chip or a nice like blueberry.
Let's go mad. Like that. Let's get the Ferrero Rocher ice creams. Let's get the Kinder Bueno ice creams. Like
Let's
they
go
do. They are
nuts.
good. Like hazelnutty ones. They're nice.
I prefer fruity sorbets, but sweet, chocolatey, and whatnot for hard ice cream.
You get like strawberry ones where you got the bits of strawberry running through it as well, and you get the little crunch of that.
Yeah,
I could
Lines
go
of
S, but
rivers of caramel.
I could go
It's gotta
S.
be an
because
S.
hot
Now,
day ice cream.
hold on.
Hot
gotta
day
be
ice
an S.
cream.
If we're doing this like starships, you have to consider the iconicness of each one. And I think
I mean,
hard
ice cream's so iconic.
It is.
that's S tier iconic, I think.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
You
with
think
on that.
dessert? You're like ice cream. Ice cream.
It's put in much
Every
more work
restaurant will
than the
serve some kind
Enterprise
of ice
E.
cream. It's true. Look, whatever happened to it, it wasn't Worf's fault. Okay.
God damn, it's such an S tier ship. Come on. You never saw it
Yeah,
at the
I
best.
think S tier.
Okay.
Hold on, what do we
Yeah, it's
have?
gotta be S tier.
Let's see the list here.
What's next?
It's a perennial. It's
Better than brownies, that's for sure. Up next is the ice cream sandwich, but not the one with chocolate chip cookies. It's the one with that thin brown
never had
cookie
one.
made.
Me neither.
Maybe that
Never
might be
had
an
one.
It's an
American.
Americanism, I
sandwich.
think. Yeah.
Have you
The
had ice
USS
cream
Lollipop.
sandwiches?
It's a
Wait,
good
hang on.
ship, Ronaldo. It's a good ship, USS Lollipop.
Are we looking at the same picture here? Because I'm looking at, because there's a biscuity thing next to it. There's a
Maximum speed is 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. We're on ice cream cake.
ice cream cake. Okay, yeah, I've not had that either. Is that what
Ice
they call a
cream cake?
baked Alaska?
Kind of.
Okay.
There's two variations. There's one where it's all ice cream and you just put frosting on it, and there's one where there's like a thin layer of cake, but it's mostly ice cream.
I've
I
never
mean, I
had
like it in theory, but I can't speak to it. Yeah, it's not a
I
thing
think
over
it's an
here. I think.
abomination, personally. I don't like. You start to bite into a nice, soft biscuit filling, sponge filling, and then all of a sudden your teeth sink into ice cold ice cream, and it's kind
Oh,
of.
I don't like that idea. Yeah, because like you were talking about brownies and ice cream, and I remembered. You know what I fucking love? I love a big fat fucking chocolate brownie with a ton of vanilla ice cream all over it, especially if it's like the brownie's warm and then the ice cream is cold. You just go.
All right, it's already in S tier. Stars, let it go.
Sorry,
We're on
I
ice cream.
But I'm just talking about the fact that that's what this sounds like it could be, but it sounds like a lie. It sounds like a lie to me.
Ice cream cake is usually stuff you buy for birthdays or office parties, and so you end up getting
immediately
it like,
lame. Immediately lame.
get it like
Sounds
a
like D.
grocery store where it's not made well.
Sounds
You know what? Let's make it a C tier.
Oh.
Let's an
You
all
just
grade.
want to fill the gap.
I do actually.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't like that being empty. You get a pissy
I will
point.
say it's probably full tier better than Blondie's. So,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Well, Blondies sound fucking ass. Blondies barely something
They
qualified.
are ass. Dude, if you've ever seen that, the homemade cake mix with a confetti, have
Yeah.
you seen that variant? That's basically what Blondies are. Just
Okay, so we got ice
Ain't
cream
bad.
in brownie texture.
sandwich.
Yes,
So
ice cream
what-
sandwich.
What's the difference between an ice cream cake and an ice cream sandwich in terms of like how you eat it?
Ice
It's like
cream
a
sandwich is-
wafers, right?
Yeah.
It's just with a but they're real soft. Or you can do it the variant with a chocolate chip cookie on top and bottom.
Does that what happens when you eat it? When you bite into it, does it not just all come out the side?
No, because you eat it before the ice cream gets soft.
Okay,
It
so the
holds
ice cream is
together
quite
real
hard. Okay.
No, it's
Well, no,
soft ice
it's
cream,
in
but it holds
between.
together.
In between
Right,
that,
okay.
it's the in between state. Yeah. I could be talked up to like a B or an A on this. I think I've had a few in my time and I've liked them.
Hooter asks, are ice cream sandwiches a U.S. thing? I guess so. If you
Yeah,
these guys
I mean, I'm
haven't seen
sure
them
they
around.
sell them here. I've just never had one. You might be able to get one in Tesco. In the
Probably,
foreign,
yeah.
foreign section.
Yeah, the American eatery section. You'll find its cuisine, sir. Right this way. The fucking glass jars of hot dogs that long and
It is funny
a fucking,
because, like,
Oh,
we have...
dude, how much would they have to pay you to drink a jar of the hot dog fluid that it sits
Well, I don't know.
in? I feel suddenly turned on by the idea.
I'm not...
He thought about it. It was like,
I mean, I do like hot dogs. I don't think it'd be as bad as you think. Anyway, what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say.
It's salty and it's meaty fluid juice that you're drinking.
That's the brine.
I was thinking Stars would be going for that, but I guess Idol's the one that's
What was I going to
considering.
say? I was going to say something. Yeah, no, sometimes there's a supermarket we have called Lidl, and they do like themed weeks, like they'll have
Lidl,
Spanish
yeah.
week, they have Italian week,
Yeah.
and they have an American week sometimes, and it's basically just like hot dogs and
Nothing but
marshmallows
sugar.
and
Yeah.
cookie mix.
I went to
yeah.
the American section in our little German Aldi, and it was pizza, but the crust was hot dog.
to be
that's
fair,
like-
I have a friend who
it was
loves
stuffed
that,
crust.
and
I'd go
It
for
was
that.
good though. It really okay. So chat says
I'll
cookie
always
ice
go
cream
for a
sandwiches-
cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat says cookie ice cream sandwiches are good. So
Sounds like an A
on
to
their
me.
recommendation, A. Does it sit in A?
I
Sounds
don't
like
think
an A.
B.
They're
A or
far
B?
less messy than you would think.
That's what, yeah.
I think that's going to be a point in this favour. We'll go for an A. We'll go for an A.
They're
We'll settle for
portable.
that.
They're
Yeah.
portable.
Is this potable? Yes. Is this a key lime
know.
pie?
That is key lime pie. Which
I've
Hot
never had
day.
key lime pie.
Hot day key lime pie is really good because it's just
I love lime, but I've
Yeah.
never had key lime pie.
they are distinct. A lot of people just throw limes in. It's different.
no. It's you've got to have that.
It is
that-
citrusy,
Yeah,
but it's
that's it.
oh,
It's
good.
it's refreshing.
Guess what? Citrusy, you immediately get a pass. Citrusy is one of my favorite flavor palettes. I love citrus.
I think that's a good A because you can't find it everywhere because they really do. They have to like export the limes from the
It's
grow well
special,
and-
yeah. Like, limes are not a common fruit, even though you would think they were.
No,
Idol
you
go for an
is
A?
no, that's fine.
A. I'm good with A.
Yeah, I'm good with A.
Give us A. You for a good key lime pie.
And talking of
Alright, what's
citrusy,
next?
lemon meringue. Oh yeah, give me lemon meringue.
I don't like it.
You don't like,
I don't
what,
like
is it
a
the
meringue.
or the lemon?
It's the meringue. It's always it's this much
Ah.
pie and then it's this much meringue.
Well, it
and it's like,
depends. It depends. I think sometimes they get a nice ratio, and you have sort of like I think like probably like a 60-40 is good. 60% lemon.
That's like a
40
good ratio.
meringue. Yeah, I think that's probably good. I think too much meringue just gets cloyy in your mouth because it's quite dry.
Yeah.
There once was a pie named the ratio.
Do you want to continue that? Can't do
Body.
that,
Whose body was shaped like Mr. Wolf. Okay.
Mr. Data,
Perfect
but
ratio,
okay.
yeah.
I do love lime. I love lime pie. I love lemon pie. It's just the
Yeah.
meringue. You got to be careful with that. Otherwise, you're just eating air.
A B, maybe?
I don't
Could it be?
know. I would put it with key
I
lime
think
pie,
B.
but that's up to you guys. I mean, if you're not as keen on the meringue, then yeah, maybe I'll say it a B. I do like lemon meringue; it's good. But then I suppose I
B.
do like the lemon more than the meringue. I like the lemon part of it.
Booter says B. B for Booter. He says.
Yeah.
Tier booter.
It's a good tier. I like
good
tier
tier.
booter.
We got tier.
He does,
Tier stars.
guess what? You
tier
put good marble
auto,
snap streams in there. Yeah.
Tier booter. Who's C and D?
I think we can
Team
tell.
Cranky and tier.
The nifty mittens.
Yeah.
Auto. We need to do the alphabet. Hold on. We're gonna do the Patrick Stewart when he sang
Oh,
to Gene.
gosh.
Except we're gonna do all the people in our community.
That's a good
Oh,
idea.
God.
I'd like that.
A, also automaton. B, also Booter. It's gonna be really good.
D or the Cranky and D or the.
All right, we're doing that.
Donaldo.
Yeah, we have to. We kind of.
So I can tell by our current tiering that we fucking love dessert. 'Cause everything is good.
No, it's like just the only one we don't like is the one that doesn't feel like it should be a dessert.
Feels like a mistake.
Yeah.
Probably was.
Probably is.
Well, whenever you
this
have to
next one?
substitute something, you lose a little bit. It's like a gluten-free cake or a
Exactly. Yeah.
chocolate-free brownie.
No apologies. We desert like men.
The next one is lemon squares.
Sounds nice.
Ooh,
Is
hang
that
on,
just
is that what I'm
like a
thinking
lemon
of?
cake? What's the base? Is it like a
It-
hard
yeah,
base?
there's usually real thin.
Thin
pie-type
shortbread
base.
crust and a lemon
Yeah,
curd filling.
shortbread,
I'm
or
a
I've had
fucking sucker
graham
for lemon
cracker,
curd, and I love a
and then
good
lemon
short
curd.
crust. Yeah,
Sounds
shortbread.
good to me.
I'm happy with an A on that.
A works for me. That's
See, I don't. It's not iconic enough, but for me personally, it would be S.
this is
I'd
us
eat
here
them
now.
all
This is
day.
us tearing. This is not the Fleet Museum, is it? This is the.
We're the voice of the voiceless.
We're not going to put these
Absolutely.
desserts in that, around the rings around.
We
the
need to
station,
give them
are
their
we?
due. We're about lemon fucking squares.
Yeah.
We are men of the people.
Yeah. The people want lemon squares.
But how do they feel about macarons?
Hold on. Let's. Now we don't have. What's her name? We don't have Leffler here to set the bar for everything, so we need to find an anchor point. If we're looking at A, is it better or worse than some of these?
Yeah.
I could see it. It's better than a flan.
It's
would
better
say.
than everything in B for me personally.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better than a cupcake. It's better than I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Better than most cannolis I've
Not
had.
better than donuts.
Okay. Macaroons.
Macaroons. Yeah.
See, here's the problem. If you ask me about a macaroon, I'm like, why not just have an Oreo?
Oh no, Oreos are trash. I hate Oreos.
I
love
don't like
Oreos.
Oreos.
Chocolate covered Oreos are the shit, my dude.
Oreos are an incredible conundrum because together they're good, and the cookie is good, but they use this like soybean weird ass cream filling that tastes on its own tastes terrible. If you've ever like taken it out and tried to eat like a spoonful of it, you feel sick immediately. But the cookie itself is good when it's together.
Let me tell you about custard
No,
creams.
I only
man,
ever eat it
because-
like that. I don't bother. They say, oh, separate it and I think, fuck you. And I'm going to eat a cookie. I'm not a fucking animal.
That was their whole
Fuck
marketing
you.
campaign was to
Yeah,
twist and lick.
No, let me
Fuck
tell you about
off.
custard creams. Like
That's
custard
why I
creams
eat
are
it
the
like a
bo-
goddamn
we will-
human being.
We will have British biscuit tearing because the British biscuit is an art form that Oreos just came in.
Okay,
and
but
tried
the
to go,
Bourbon
yeah, we got our
cream
shit, and we're
is-
like, no,
is
fuck you,
S
we've been
tier.
here. We've been here longer than you, mate. Come on, we've got Bourbon biscuits for days. Come on.
Idle.
Hell
Custard
yeah,
cream.
hell yeah. Give me that.
I was eating custard creams right before we
I
came
You know
on.
what's incredible? Stars didn't even know that we were doing this. He's just always
didn't.
prepared with it.
I always have
Custard
custard creams
cream.
available. Damn right. Well, that sounds rough.
Macaroons are like a C for me because
I
I
can see it.
appreciate
Yeah.
the effort that goes into them, but they're never.
They're extremely pretty, but I've never had one that I'm like, yeah, fucking macaroons. It's
Yeah,
it's a
they're
C
always
for me.
overpriced as well. There's a macaron.
All right, hold on, he's got something to say.
As someone that didn't live over in England for or Germany for 7 years, the cream filling in Oreos is fucking amazing.
Thank you. The man knows what he's
Thank you,
talking
man.
about.
I appreciate
There you
it.
Yeah, there you go.
Sarah loves macarons. She would say they're an A for sure.
Get this guy on.
They're in C. Too. Yeah, I'm locking the door. Oh, they're watching live. That's why.
Right.
In fact, yeah. Oh, okay, fair enough. And I'm just thinking about Oreos. Yeah, not like fucking put them in C. I'm sorry, but like,
Yeah, no, C makes sense.
I would rather have an Oreo any day.
Yeah, they're
and I
so
know that that's maybe a
expensive.
controversial opinion.
There's a macaron
Yeah.
shop near me, and to buy like 4, it's like 15 quid. It's ridiculous. What? Yeah, it's stupid.
What do you live in Buckinghamshire?
The guy, the guy that
Oh,
runs it, he
sick
won
British
MasterChef.
burn.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit. You from the West Country, mate? No.
Are you from East Hampshire? You clod.
Have you been to the Cotswolds for your dinner, darling? Oh, yes, of course I have.
It's a holiday in Cornwall, of course we do.
McDonald's, how novel! Maybe we should go there, darling. Be with the common
Let's see
people.
where the paws go. Let's see them eat out of their trough. Okay.
Just for context, I had KFC
next
last
up.
night, so you know I'm with that. Man.
I have like a quarter of like a takeaway pizza right down there that I'm going to be having right after the stream is done. So like,
It looks
I
like
ain't
you're
lying
planning-
about that.
It looks like you're pointing to like under your bed sheet. So like you just got into a hurry to stream and you just throw your bed sheet over the pizza.
Just gonna quickly adjust that.
I just imagine you getting into bed and then going, ooh! Like some sort of
Pleasant
hamster.
surprise.
Like, oh, here's my dinner.
Just off screen, he's got a steel cage with a very sad Italian baker throwing pizza dough in the air.
Mr.
Look.
Stars, I would like to go home and see my wife now.
Look, I
have a
made Giuseppe a
goodness,
deal.
sauce.
I made a deal with Giuseppe that I would let him go when I was done. And I'm not done yet.
My children cannot eat any more pasta. I need to go home.
Spread the sauce, Giuseppe. Spread the sauce. His whip is literally like cooked linguine. He's whipping him with the linguine.
Yeah, it's just slightly undone spaghetti.
I
Yeah.
cannot eat anymore. My elbows are hurting. I've got tennis.
It's a little bit al dente, Giuseppe. Get fucking
All right. Millionaire shortbread.
Millionaire shortbread.
Yeah. You're right. Millionaire shortbread, brilliant in theory. Chocolate caramel shortbread, all great things. The problem with millionaire shortbread, especially over here, is it's crumbly as fuck. Like you eat one and it just goes everywhere. It's difficult. It's nice, but it's difficult.
It's a nuclear bomb of a dessert. You end up with tons of debris. Lots of fallout.
Lots of
I've had
traumatized
millionaire
people.
shortbread milkshake, which was out of this
Oh yeah, I
world.
can see that. Yeah,
That
nice.
sounds like a good, yeah. But in its original form, I don't know, maybe a B.
I can see B.
Maybe a dot lower. Yeah, B, yeah.
Hold on, are we knocking it solely for mess, or are there other factors that make it a less good dessert?
I don't know, with a dessert, like, you kind of... it's meant to be a comfort food, right? It's something like it's nice and easy, make you feel good. I don't want to like bite into it once and then suddenly I'm like look like a fucking slob, like even
I
I
think
am.
eating technique
Like-
has to come into it. I think that, definitely.
Dude,
It is.
I would look like David Beckham, except I ate a millionaire shortbread before the stream started. So this is why I look like.
Yeah, we'll go with B. We'll go with B for me. Yeah,
So
sure,
B sounds good. What is this? Is this just cake?
That is New York style cheesecake.
Have I had a New York style cheesecake? I've had a normal.
I don't think
cheesecake.
I've ever had New York style. No.
No. Is it what's the difference between that and like a normal cheese? Say normal, a regular.
It's pretty similar. Yeah.
Because it's just a cheesecake.
I mean, you bake it. There's like a skin on it, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that I've had it in New York City, so I couldn't tell you exactly. But
No, I haven't
it's pretty
either.
similar to the cheesecake you would. Well, I
like
say that not having had cheesecake in England either. So
Cheesecake in England's mostly just crushed up digestives and like random
Yeah, frankly.
and mascarpone cheese and whatever topping you want to put on top. Like it's a different beast to what this sounds like because it's not baked. You don't cook a cheesecake here, whereas New York cheesecake sounds like it's cooked, it's
Yeah.
baked. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they are two very different things. So I'm not. If we're doing
Yeah,
a
it
New
comes
York
up-
one, I've not had a New York one. So
yeah, no, the texture is different than a no bake cheesecake would be. So
I mean, yeah.
I really like them, and unlike Idol, I respect the sanctity of vanilla. So that's like an A tier dessert for me.
I respect.
It is.
vanilla,
It
has
is
its
quite.
place.
It can be quite heavy and rich, though. So you got to kind of pick and choose when you have them. But
I don't know. It's not my thing. Like, I'd rather just a normal cake.
chat, we might need your help on this one because
Yeah, weigh in.
full
Weigh in on
Philistines
cheesecake.
haven't had New York style cheesecake.
Yeah, no, fuck me, right?
Although I will say citrus pairs pretty well with a lot of cheesecakes, especially no bake cheesecakes.
It sounded like a B, but I feel like you're talking up to an A, maybe.
I think it's class and elegance. It's rich Corinthian cheesecake.
Thank you, Ricardo Multiplan.
So you mean
If you guys aren't convinced, then
I
we
mean,
can
I've never
stick
had
with
one,
B,
so
but-
I can't comment.
Yeah,
on
me
it, so
neither. Yeah,
it's entirely you.
I can't tie break on this.
You've got a free tier. Cross off
We have
those
6
six
people
and
asleep at their computers, and we cannot come to an adjournment here.
You know, you gave in so easy on S tier carrot cake. I'm feeling generous, so put it wherever you want.
I'll still leave it an A. I'll leave it an A.
Let's go with the B. Oh, you go with A. Go with A. Yeah, here you go.
I'll put it in.
One thing to consider is it's very simple. You usually don't put any topping on it, and ice cream is unnecessary because it's already rich enough. So it is a pretty simple dish.
It stands
in terms
alone.
of presentation.
Okay, what's this next one?
Oatmeal raisin cookies. Now,
Sounds
this
like a
can be a little
flapjack.
contentious.
I don't like oatmeal and I don't like raisins. Sorry.
You've never had
I
oatmeal
like.
raisin
I,
cookies?
I, like- that sounds like something I'd like. I'm going nuts for, but
I'm not into it. I'm not into it. This would be a D
They're a
for
little
me.
contentious. Some people hate them. Some people
here's a
think they're
question for
okay.
you.
Not-
Otto,
there aren't too many people that love them, but there are some.
Are you being very allergy friendly? Because none of these desserts have nuts in them. Are you?
No, I just googled a couple websites and
okay.
went down the list and pulled stuff. So
enough.
you know,
I could.
I'm not into oatmeal raisin. I'm not into it.
I can't be happy with it.
Okay, hold on. Chat's lighting up. Both
Mm-hmm.
of them are lighting up the chat. So
The
raisins and
worst thing is a
mushrooms are
chocolate
bad.
chip and you realize that you've been had. Oh,
I
that's
love
a
raisins.
war
Raisins are
crime.
great. Raisins are so versatile because I've had them in like fruity things. I've had them in breakfast. I've had them in cake. I've had them in curries. I love a raisin. I do like raisins. I'm boiling.
I
I'm
would
on my
probably
raisin
say
farm.
C tier.
See,
I wouldn't need. I got. See, you'd have to talk me up to. Like, I'm not. I'm not
There are
about
some
it. But
high butter content oatmeal raisins that melt in your mouth, almost like a brandy
eat
snack.
butter at that point.
See, that's what I feel about crumbles. So
Is the real moral of the story just eat butter? Don't bother
Yes.
with all this fancy stuff.
I
Just
mean-
eat butter.
Just grab a stick of butter, put some sugar on it, put it in the oven. Done. That's all you need, really.
all right, would you rather eat a blondie or a oatmeal raisin cookie? Stars.
Probably a blondie, I guess.
Really?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, because it sounds like it would be like at least like completely bland and nothing. Because it's blank without
Equal
blank.
with
Cool,
air.
so nothing.
It
Yeah,
is- it is.
basically.
All right, break the tie idol. C or D?
It sounds like it's no. I'm going to say C. I like it. I like oatmeal and raisins enough that I think that's. It sounds like a flapjack with raisins in it, and I like that. So I can see a C.
I feel like D tier is like a presidential decree, like an official condemnation of your existence. So you really
All
should
oatmeal
save
ra-
that.
All 4 blondies will be shot on sight.
Yes. Oh, speaking of that,
Poor Blondie.
we have the excellent Office sheet cake. This is the store bought
Oh gosh.
vanilla.
Wow.
With
nuclear
cellular
vanilla.
peptide frosting.
Yes, with heavy frosting, as much buttercream as you could. No, not even buttercream. What do they use?
Is it not fondant?
Yeah, I was going to say
it's
fondant,
not
isn't
fondant.
it? Is it not? Is it worse than fondant?
Basically, it's rolled up like.
Yeah.
Oh, icing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Sheet cake, frosting, icing, powdered
It's
sugar, and
not
vanilla.
my kind of thing,
cheap
honestly.
5-year-old's birthday cake kind of thing. Like
I
we
don't
got
know.
one
I
day
think
left.
if you dislike your 5-year-old, maybe.
It depends on the
I
day.
don't know. This feels like a C or a D to me. I don't like the idea of this.
It's basic cake. I could see D. Like this is the stuff you give.
It's
people
an
who,
over
like,
excess.
This is when you
Yeah.
when someone turns up with this kind of cake, you're like if you host an event,
You
that
don't like
says,
me, do you?
Bring your cake, yeah, and they bring this, and like you just didn't try, did you?
Yeah. You peeled off the clearance label. I can see it. I can see the adhesive left behind.
Yeah. I'm not saying it wouldn't
Some of
happen.
my
It's
dad
fine,
is
just
feeling
it's-
attacked.
When is this ever anyone's first choice? Actually,
never.
it's never.
It's when you need to feed 50 people a slice of cake
Yeah.
the size of
Yeah, it's
like
that-
Yeah,
that
because
big
you
in a
don't
small paper
like.
towel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No.
never see down the restaurant
No,
menu. You never see like lemon meringue chocolate chip cookie with ice cream and some leftover cake some guy had for his birthday party 2 years ago. This doesn't happen.
And he just to eat it because he doesn't want it. And
I'll be
guess
honest,
what?
this
It's
is
still good because there's so much sugar in it. It's been preserved, but you don't want it.
I'll be honest, this is the ringer. I put that one in just because it fucking sucks. So
D.
Yeah, D.
Come on.
Easy D.
Easy D, huh?
Easiest D I've had.
okay.
What's next?
Just a standard pastry, the kind you might get at a bakery, usually fruit filling,
I think it's pretty cool. If you like so
like a turnover or something like that.
if I'm like gonna walk with my son to the park and I'll go like, right, we'll go to the park and we'll have a couple of like little pastries in a bag, sit on the bench and eat them. And then I like that. You know, it's nice. You know,
What a good dad.
aren't I just? It's better than the cheap birthday cake.
I could like a good pastry. Usually with pastry, I tend more towards savory, but I could go for it. Especially like a turnover.
There is the
Yeah,
crumble
it's
factor
fine.
though. This is something you can only eat outside. I wouldn't have a pastry at home. Like,
Yeah,
we've got the
yeah.
same millionaire shortbread issue. If it's a flaky pastry, it's going to go everywhere. If it's like a
They-
turnover
yeah, they
kind
I feel
generally
like it's
are
okay for a
little
B.
yeah,
I feel it's okay for a B.
B works for me.
It is pretty stapley.
Yeah.
It's good, easy to make,
Alright.
tastes nice.
Yeah. What's next?
Peach cobbler.
I've never had one, but
I don't think I've ever had one.
No, I don't really like peach though.
That is a more southern U.S. thing.
Yeah, it's a very, very regional thing.
You usually got to have
Brody's
it
offered
with
to
ice
make me
cream
one,
or-
but like I've never had one.
This is dangerously close to a crumble because it's not quite
Dangerously close, he says.
it's not quite a pie crust type deal with the bread topping, but it's close. I love peach though, and I think it works well with some kind of either heavy cream or ice cream.
So give it a B, maybe? I think it'd be okay for a B. Like a peach cobbler
Sounds
with maybe
B.
some vanilla ice cream. Yeah, sounds like a B to me.
Such a booter tier.
But you've read right about different kinds of cobblers, berry cobblers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Generally
totally.
favorable.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's been like, yeah, good cobbler. But it's very, again, very regional thing.
Could gobbler or
Sounds like
cobbler?
booter too.
It's not like he can't not invite me.
All right,
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
we'll pre-record and upload directly to the YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so what was named first, the guy that makes shoes or the delicious dessert?
I'm pretty sure cobblers have been going back since like the 17th century. Like,
Yeah,
this
that's
is-
like
yeah.
way earlier than that. I'm pretty sure there were like cobblers in Jesus' time, were there not?
Or they used to be called
Yeah, but you're not
boot clickers.
differentiating.
Boot clickers were used to be called in the early 19th century because my great grandfather was a boot clicker.
Oh, but they named that after those chocolate boot clickers. Those are delicious.
Could go for a bag of chocolate boot clickers.
You can definitely uninvite me though.
That sounds like something I'd walk into, like, ye olde English sweet shop, and then would have good old English
Yes,
boot
yeah.
clickers.
Here's the sherbet lemons and the boot clickers. Yeah.
You have to like knock the heels of your boots together.
Okay, this is probably going to be a stars question. You've questioned. When was the last time you had a mint humbug?
A while ago, but I liked it. I
they
like
are
a good mint.
horrible.
Booter,
I
enjoy your
can't
pizza.
believe
That sounds delicious.
Oh,
They're okay. I know. I'm the kind of guy who likes a good like Fox's Glacier mint. Like I love a good mint.
I was always a Werther's original person. I used to get like
Werther's original.
they used to get like tins of them from my grandparents, and that's probably why most of my teeth have rotted out because I have
Probably.
just ate them over and over again.
But no, I love a good Fox's Glacier mint. That's my speed.
Anyway,
But sherbet lemon. Oh,
sherbet lemon.
fucking love sherbet lemons. I love sherbet lemons.
Up
I'm stuck
next,
for 'em.
or down next, pineapple upside down cake. Have you had this?
Never even heard of it.
I have heard of it. I haven't had one, but I feel like I would really like it because I like the idea of.
I'm not allergic to it, but I'm allergic to something it contains.
Take your bromelain pills now. I like the idea of like a caramelized pineapple. Just sounds really nice with a pastry on top.
Yeah.
So I would, yeah, I'd love to try one.
That is the predominant flavor, and then the pastry, because of all the juice, gets very dense and sweet and caramelly. So I think they're quite good.
I can see an A.
An A for an idea.
And I
They
have-
seem they seem very unpopular though.
really?
It's
No.
not a
Pineapple's a
common
bit of
dessert.
a polarizing kind
But
of
it's
fruit in general,
pineapple
isn't
and
it?
caramel with a yeah, you're right. Yeah, don't talk about pizza now.
You know-
We'll do pizza toppings one day.
Yeah.
I take back what I said. If you have a date coming over, don't make creme brulee. Make something with pineapple. You'll thank me later.
I think I know the context and
Yeah, you do.
yeah,
It's something the pineapple contains.
I would say
Just for that,
A.
put it down to a B. No, just for that, put it down to a B.
I'm not wrong, okay? This is Saturday chill stream. I can say whatever I want to say.
Oh, you can, but like, you still judge you for it.
Yeah, Kern gets it. Thank you, Kern.
Pineapple
Pineapple
here
upside
with the
down
creamy
cake.
mixture on top.
Pumpkin pie. Now that is pretty American. That's a Thanksgiving staple.
I am not a huge
Never
fan of
had one.
pumpkin. I've had pumpkin. Like we got some pumpkins for Halloween for the usual things, and then we scooped a load of stuff out and made pumpkin mix and made something with it. And I don't really like pumpkin. It's just not great.
Pumpkin, I feel like, is one of those things where if you have it seasonally, couple months out of the year, in its appropriate space, it's okay. But if you try to have it throughout the year, you're going to kind of turn on it, I think.
I could see. Sounds to me.
I think a C. This doesn't sound like something for everyday occasions. This sounds like I'm in a very specific mood type thing.
It is
which
very
usually
smooth.
Oh, bump it up then.
I'm just saying it goes down
frictionless.
I don't know. Are we really gonna? No, it's got to be a C. Are we really saying this is on the same
You
right
take a
road
slice
as
of pumpkin
cannoli?
pie and you push it, it will not stop moving until it
No
counters another
inertia, that's
object.
all.
Perpetual motion pumpkin pie.
It's defy. That's why you do it once a year, 'cause
C
anymore,
tier.
and it's just going to break entropy.
C tier, thank you. It's nowhere, no way, no world is this better than a cannoli or an apple crumble or a cupcake. Sorry.
I mean, I've never had a good cannoli, so I would put it above that. But all right, up next, red velvet cake, which I find the most pretentious of all desserts.
Yes, it's just
Literally,
cake.
my only exposure to it is that bit in Picard where Dry eats so much which starts throwing up.
It's just cake. Yeah, it's just cake.
That's my only
that's
exposure
red.
to it.
It's literally just cake
Yeah.
that's red. There's nothing
If
else
you
about
close
it.
your eyes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all it is. It's red cake. There is no.
If I just
amazing
close my
flavour with
eyes,
it.
yes. Do I put out my hand so you can rest your balls in it? What?
And
Oh, I'm the one that
coffees.
gets canceled, but he can say shit like that. All right.
Yes, he's the diversity
All right.
pick. What are you talking about? Come on.
Okay, but that being said, it is still regular
cake.
cake. So how's
Just
it
cake
regular
is still cake.
Yeah, I see, because it's cake. It's just
Oh.
you put red velvet
I
cake
think
higher.
B.
But don't we have to knock
It's
it for
selling-
being pretentious?
It's selling you a lie. It's telling you it's something better than it actually is.
Yeah. So
You're
what if you
right. The
cut in-
pretension does hurt.
If you
What
were
if you
to-
cut in one of those office sheet cakes, but it was red? Would you be happy to have it?
No.
No, well,
No.
I wouldn't put it down there. It's not that
No,
deceiving,
yeah,
but
sure.
I'd say C is fine. I feel like if you were to put, I forget the name of it now, a cake that is like, two sections like a red velvet is, and with like a layer of cream and a layer of jam, and then say, hey, this is your bog standard cake, I would say fantastic B tier. This is that, but it's just got some red in it, and they go, but it's better. So I'm just like, no, fuck you, C.
Yeah, C. I'll sign off on the C for this. C for cake.
See, out of spite, yes. See.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't try and fool me. I know my cake.
What is that? Is that a Yule log?
That is a roulade or Swiss roll or Yule log.
Swiss roll's good.
I adore a good Yule log. Like that's the context I usually have it in. It's like every year I will do my Christmas shop and I need certain things. So I usually get like a glazed ham that I can just like cut and eat. And I usually have that with a nice like selection of cheeses and crackers because like that's like a nice decadent thing to do. And I require a Yule log. I require these two things or it doesn't feel like Christmas. A Yule log is just so good. Like they're coated in chocolate with the cream, and it has to be. You can't have a stale one. If you have a stale one, you can throw the entire fucking thing out. But like,
Meanwhile, poor Tiny Tim
Yeah,
is like,
no.
please, sir, can we have some?
fuck off, fuck off.
No, I love a Swiss roll.
Decrease the surplus population.
If we turn the camera, will we see Giuseppe rolling up a log as we speak?
You'll see Giuseppe rolling up a log and whipping Tiny Tim.
Always goes down. Always goes down. The dog hits the cat hits the mouse. Yeah. No, there's something about.
Shit rolls downhill.
Idle abuses us. We abuse the viewers, etc.,
Yeah,
etc.
that's how it works. No, there's something about that kind of like that sheet. The way it's made, it's like it's a sheet and then they put the cream on and
Yeah.
they roll it up. That
There's an
the texture of that
artistry to
sheet
it.
and that cream into it. It's really it's
It's got to be at
satisfying.
least an A tier. It's got to be
I
an
think
A
you guys
tier.
are overselling it a little bit.
No, I have one of these every year, and it's always one of my favorite desserts of the year. A for me, at least.
The ones in the UK tend to have a serving recommendation of 10, and me and Louisa just laugh at that and go, no. Just don't be
The
daft.
seven recommendation, the entire thing. Now fuck off.
Exactly. I could see A, unless you'll talk us down to B.
I'm not going to be talked down from an A. I'm not going to be talked down from an A.
I can tell you're passionate about
Okay,
it, so I'll
we'll put
step.
A.
It's a Christmas dessert. That alone, it elevates it a tier. Like, Christmas is my favorite
Oh, I
time
know.
of year. I love Christmas.
It looks like it's another
What
Christmas
is-
dessert coming, so
What is eggnog?
I don't know.
I mean, how do you categorize
Nog
it?
of egg.
It's almost a dessert, but it's not quite. But it feels
What is
like
eggnog?
a
I actually don't
dessert.
know what eggnog is. Is that
Let me have a look.
is it alcoholic? Because I hear people getting
Yeah,
drunk.
it's alcoholic.
Right.
Eggs, milk, cream, spices like nutmeg and vanilla, and whipped egg whites. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So But it's.
Enjoy it spiked or without alcohol, so it can be both.
Do you cook it? Do you cook the eggs? Oh no, it's whipped, isn't it? So. Because something about raw eggs is always a bit like.
I can't remember the last
Use
time
raw egg white safely. Yeah, use raw.
can't remember the last time I made it. Usually, you just buy it.
Not my kind of thing. I don't drink as it is.
It is creamy and rich, so it kind of feels like a dessert.
It's like Klingon Warnog without the blood wine.
Poor Nog.
All right. Anyways, s'mores are up next, and stars. Even though you don't like them, I did give you an experience with them, so you can speak authoritatively on this.
I like s'mores. I like the ones you made me.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. What's this blasphemy? This slander. I love these.
I thought I remembered you not liking them.
No, I expressly told you I like these. They're just incredibly rich.
They're rich and they're messy. Now, I'm sort of the
Yes.
Johnny Appleseed of s'mores, to which I introduced it to most of Europe, and almost everyone I showed it to didn't care for it. They
Just going
thought it
around
was
throwing
too
marshmallows
sweet. That's right. They thought it was too
Oh, it's
sweet.
very sweet. It's very sweet.
It's also
But it's
very
good.
messy because you have gooey marshmallow, which gets everything. Your hands will be sticky. You have
Yeah.
chocolate, which once it starts to melt, gets all over your mouth.
Yeah.
And then the cookie is so crumbly, the graham cracker, that it goes all over. So it is. it's
You
like
kind of need to
3
eat
tiers
it in
of
like a
milk.
field, so that like you just go.
Yes.
This is it. It precludes an open fire and you cooking it over it.
What I will say, in my opinion, this is the best use of a marshmallow.
Probably. Well, what about Rice Krispies? Yes, it's usually associated with camping. You know, I do find that it elevates the get-together outdoor experience because it gives you something to do.
It's a bit of a
around
communal
campfire.
thing. It's a crafting experience. It's fun. I'd give a s'more an A. I'm happy with s'mores. I'm giving an A.
A is
Yeah.
strong.
I liked them. They were good. It was
I
fucking
think
good,
it's
bro.
like being with me, babe.
Well, yeah.
Get a stream.
I can't even go A on that. Oh, the things I want to show you stuff. I think A is a little strong, dude. The mess factor alone. So I can't believe I talked over that. The mess factor alone is, I don't know. A's pretty strong, man.
But
I
I
feel
liked
like
it a
you
lot.
eat them outside. You don't ever. You're not eating
Oh,
a
for
millionaire
sure.
shortbread.
Oh,
around
you
the
eat this in
campfire,
your own
do
house?
So-
You take your life in your own hands. Like, come on.
Exactly.
I walk around with berry pies as I'm wandering through, what is it, Westfieldshire? Hampton?
Fletchletchland.
Hampton Field.
So does that
Commons.
negate the mess factor that you're always
Yes,
outside?
I would
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
That makes sense
This
to
is
me.
something that is eaten in its appropriate venue.
Although if you don't have a source of running water to clean your hands after, you're in trouble.
If you're
'Cause
camping
then
and you
the
don't
ants
have a
will
source
come
of
back.
running
Yeah,
water,
but then it's
you're
a
in
treat for
trouble.
later. You go.
Well, yeah, or the lake. So I mean, some kind of water nearby. You get.
Yeah, you need. Yeah, if you're camping without water, what are you doing?
I would say B. He says A. Idle. Break the tie.
Sounds like an A. It's a fun thing. It is a moment, isn't it? It's an experience you have, and I think a lot. None of the desserts
bonding moment.
on this list have that same connotation with a real life
Creme brulee.
event. Yeah.
With the fucking torch.
Yeah. No, fuck your custard. Coming on next.
Don't fuck
Yes,
the
please.
custard, please.
Yes, please. This man right here, please.
Next up, please.
Soft serve
Soft
ice cream.
serve, yeah.
So a whippy.
Now this,
essentially.
Yeah.
this is where I put gelato in with that.
I've never had gelato. I don't
No, I
believe.
don't think I have. I've had
I
soft
think
serve.
you
like,
may
just-
have
just
when
like-
you were
just-
with me.
Might have done. I might not have just realised it was gelato.
You had so many ice
Yeah,
creams.
You're like
It
11.
was one a day at least.
I think one of them was a gelato
I was getting
stand. Yeah.
photos every day, and every day it was
Mostly.
just like stars with this ice cream, stars with that ice cream. Like,
It's good ice cream. I don't know. I'd give
okay.
it what? Like, what did we give? Yeah, maybe a B. What did we give the other ice cream? We give it an
oh,
S.
S, yeah,
Like,
it's up there.
It's S. Yeah, I think it's equally good. But there's situations where you want a soft serve, and sometimes you want hard ice cream.
I think.
I know, because like when I say a whippy, like I think of like soft serve, and I think of like the stuff that you get out of ice cream vans over here, which is innately cheap, but it is very
It
satisfying.
is good, yeah. Like especially get a flake with it as well. Like that's It's
But
it's a standard.
it is associated with Margaret Thatcher.
Is it? How come?
Wait, because I believe she helped invent the process that created soft-serve ice cream.
What? I'm never going to an ice cream van
She used to be a
again.
chemist. Yeah. Let me double check my facts, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Have you had it dipped in chocolate?
Yes.
That special kind of
Yeah.
chocolate where it like freezes instantly or
there's-
hardens instantly.
Yeah, no, there's some vans around our way that do all sorts of sprinkles and stuff on top, and it's pretty good. Yeah, that's
I quite like them.
I could see an A.
Yeah, she worked as a research chemist for Jaylee in part of a team developing emulsifiers for ice cream. Yes, Margaret Thatcher helped make soft
And
serve
then she
ice cream.
turned to
That
evil.
immediately, well, yes, exactly. So immediately precludes it from an S. Unfortunately, sorry.
I could see an A.
Dude, I'd rather have
that one,
soft
eh?
than brownies any day, personally.
Mm,
But A's alright.
well, that one, A.
Dessert should be a unifying discussion, not
It's
a...
true.
Okay.
Is this?
So the next
Yeah.
one is just for you guys. Spotted dick.
Oh, is this spotted dick? Right. Okay. I thought this was.
Never
this
had
look-
it, believe it or
This
not.
looks like panette or panettone, or whatever it's called. I thought that's what that was. Spotted dick. I've never had spotted dick.
You guys are supposed to know.
Never had it.
Sorry, we don't live in Oxford, Fieldtonshire.
I've not been down to the
Like-
college today to have my spotted dick on the field.
Like, I'm happy with a cookie, bro.
Alright, does the fact that it
Get back in.
does the fact that it's named dick
Giuseppe!
make it better or worse?
Giuseppe!
Put Tim down. I need a dick.
I'm gonna put you guys down. Does the whimsicalness of dick make it like less palatable to
It's
eat, or
No, it's an inherently funny dessert, which kind of elevates the fun factor.
okay?
I just think it's like one
I'm
of those
listening.
oldie timey things, like, you know, when they used to say, "Oh, we're having such a gay time eating some spotted dick." It's totally innocent phrase if you said it in the 1940s, because that's fine back then. It just doesn't. But you say it now, it's just like, oh, ha ha ha! It's very funny because they're saying dick and gay. Oh.
Yeah, I've never seen you belly laugh quite like that. We found it. We found what to talk about.
that's
I'm
it.
sorry.
But yeah, you say it in the right situation, like 1940s. That's what it is. But it's I don't know.
None of us
spotted
have any idea what it tastes like.
Let's have a look. What's in
No.
in?
Can we just
spotted
put it in
dick?
Well,
C?
I know what
Here you go. BBC Food recommends self-raising flour.
All right, Marie,
suet,
turn the stream off, please.
sugar,
Is she in here?
currants.
No, she's not. It's fine.
Sounds just like cake with raisins in it.
Oh, well then,
Oh.
yeah, C at best.
See, okay.
Yeah, best.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
no, out of it. Out of it.
On to the other British delicacy, which, if it's not an S, I quit Trek time. Sticky toffee pudding.
Hell yes. Hell yeah. Give me
I'm
sticky.
down. I'm down for a sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah.
I would travel and would recommend people to travel to England specifically and only for sticky toffee pudding.
There is, yeah, just like this fondant cake with this rich caramel dripping down it, piping hot. Yes.
And it's made with figs, so you can lie to yourself that it's healthy for you.
Yeah, we are.
That is a good. That does elevate it.
This is the house of life. No, sticky
It's part of
toffee
the
pudding
tier
is.
score.
There's a lot of like even the bad like cheap stick because I've had those like microwave pots you just put in the sticky toffee pudding. Even they're good. Like that's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't.
that's the mark of a good dessert. Yeah,
Yeah, there's even the
the
bad
level
ones
of
are good
quality
ones.
is just that much higher. Yeah.
That's the only place I've been able to find them in the States.
That's
is
weird.
like the oven type or microwavable, and they're still good. But the ones, restaurant quality is,
It's just the way it all just flows down, and then you're just basically eating
I
caramel.
always-
But yeah,
I always eat enough to make me sick too, which is actually a good thing because you can't stop eating it.
I know you.
Up next, strawberry shortcake.
Never had it actually.
No.
Shortcake, whipped cream, and strawberries. Usually,
nice.
you kind of mash the strawberries up so it's a little messier. Sometimes it'll leak into the cake and make that moist. And
No worries right for that.
Sounds good.
Strawberries
I
are
think
good.
it's very
Strawberries-
solid.
Yeah. What within
Especially when the
BA?
strawberries are in season. Oh, A, yeah, I'm all for A.
Okay,
Let's
maybe
go
that's
for an A.
something.
I like a good strawberry.
We'll double
Strawberry is
round A,
a
we'll double
strong
round.
dessert fruit.
Yeah, no, strawberries are a staple. Like chocolate. Oh, you have.
You always feel
chocolate-covered
fancy
strawberries
when
in it.
you-
chocolate covered
yeah.
strawberries.
fruit shortcake in general. You can have peach shortcake. That's very good too.
Yeah.
Or
What you say
whatever else you
shortcake? Like,
want.
is this like a short crust cake or is it?
Sponge. It's
So,
like a
like
vanilla
a sponge.
sponge.
Okay, yeah.
Sponge is inherently a strong cake.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, I'd happily say A for that.
All right, and I think this might be one for stars here. Triple chocolate cake to finish us off on the tiering.
Love a good triple chocolate cake. Yeah, it's gotta be an S tier. Sorry.
I find cakes like just triple chocolate, just sometimes it depends on the portion size. If they're a decent size, I can have it and not fit like. But when they give you like a whole fucking massive chunk,
No,
like
you
that,
get a
and it's-
slice. You take it in a slice. You
Yeah.
get one slice of a decent size of your choosing.
It can
and
be a bit much.
you set your goals. You attain your goals, and you feel satisfied within yourself.
Are you trying? Is this like an
This
MLM
is-
scheme? Is this like you're trying to say if I have my bit of cake, you could have your bit of cake too?
Stars is the Tony Robbins of chocolate. Where
Look, it's just inherently a strong cake.
It's a strong cake. I don't think it's the best cake.
I will give it Enterprise D levels of iconicness, but I agree with Idol that it's I don't know.
It's not.
I love it.
Here's the thing.
like
I will
it.
say that it's one of those desserts where I can't eat an entire chocolate. I will die. It's just too rich.
But like all these desserts,
And I
you're
think
not
that
doing
does
in
work
these
against
portion
it.
size. But I
Well,
have definitely
some of them I
had.
have.
Yeah. I've definitely had like cakes that are too big.
I've
for
eaten
my
an entire
portion
pack
size.
of cookies. I'm a fucking fat pig. I don't care. But an entire chocolate cake, like that, has the actual. That can make you sick.
Maybe I could see
And
S
not in a
because I'm
good
kind of
way.
looking to see what's in S, and we got brownies, carrot cake, cookies, ice cream, and sticky toffee pudding. So maybe I could.
I
see
think
it
it's
in
better
S.
than brownies, personally.
Yeah, I could see it in S actually. I think it's up there. I think it is just inherently delicious and
Like for sheer iconic value, I think. So
it does
Marie
look
is
iconic.
taking offence at the fact that macaroons are C. Sorry, you've got trash taste in desserts, Marie. We've established that.
Oh, so she is watching. Well, don't watch the whole thing.
Now she is. Yeah. She doesn't like chocolate. Like I can't be dealing with her.
What?
Don't rewind. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the movie Matilda?
Oh,
with,
yes.
The original, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
With what's his
Mrs.
with Danny?
Trunchbull. Yeah.
Danny DeVito and oh god, who else is in
Yeah,
it?
and the scene where Bruce sits on the
Carlson, yeah.
stage in the auditorium and has to eat that entire chocolate
Yeah.
cake that Cookie made, and he wipes the snot from his nose, and she goes, "Cookie put his blood, sweat, and tears into this cake, and he's got to eat the whole thing." That has turned me off to chocolate cake. And just,
Your childhood trauma.
I can't eat it without thinking about that scene. Yeah, it's kind of gross.
So for a while, like my son was going like every time he had a book, he would just like not mistreat them, but just be really careless with them, like pages get torn out or just misplaced. And I drummed into it, like, look, these are books. You read them, you take care of them, you look after them. And then we're watching Matilda,
You are
and there's a
good
scene in
dad.
Matilda where this man's just ripping pages out of a book, and he's like, oh no, he's like really proper freaking out, and I'm like, oh no, what have I done?
Relatedly, the Twilight Zone episode, "Time Enough at Last," where he comes home to his nagging wife, and he just wants to sit down and read. And he opens the book, and she, with like permanent marker, crayon, or whatever, has crossed through all the lines of the book so that he can't enjoy his book. I'm like, okay, whatever else she may have done, that's a war crime right there. You don't
Yeah.
destroy books.
No.
So we should tier Twilight Zone. We should have Trek
we-
Twilight Zone reviews.
We should definitely do like, no, I've already thought of the name. It's Star Trek, not Trek. Because we're watching stuff that's not
Okay.
Trek. Like, I would love Auto. I
Yeah,
would
Black
love to
Mirror.
take you. I would love to take you through Stargate SG-1 because you would love it. You would really like Stargate.
I might.
You might. You
So-
probably would.
This is actually one of the very first books I ever owned, and it does count. This is my dad's copy of the Dark Phoenix saga.
Oh wow! What original
like
run?
with the bill, well, not the original one, because obviously, like it would have been, like in
Oh, it's
individual
19
issues, but like,
yeah.
what is the date on this? Like, this is before they put barcodes on for ISBNs. That's how
Oh
old.
wow!
This is. How old is this? What's this
There's no
printed?
country outside of Britain.
1984.
Oh,
This
that's when I
book
was
is
born.
older than me. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, guess what? Take care of your books. That is the first
Yeah.
comic book I ever loved. You take
Wow.
care of these things.
Well, then don't set it on your pizza on the bed. Come on, buddy.
Well, here we go. Are we happy with this tiering? Are we? Is this?
I'm happy with this tiering. I'm happy with this.
I could maybe see donuts higher, but
What are they in?
an A.
A?
They're an A, yeah.
Nah. Yeah, I feel like
There's
powdered
enough
sugar
bad
hurts
donuts
their
out there, and also like
but
the
we're
being
doing the
unable
very
to
best. We're not
cook
doing
them,
the worst, no stars.
but also unable to cook them at home.
That's true. That's true. Can you
Works
cook an ice
against
cream
it.
at home? No, without an ice cream
You can make
maker.
ice cream at home. What? You guess what? There's no such thing as a donut maker, is there?
You can
Yeah,
churn
of course
butter
there-
at
of
home,
course
but
there is.
that doesn't mean most people are doing that.
You can make
But is
donuts
it
at home.
good? Is it a
Right.
good donut maker?
I don't know.
Hold on, ask Giuseppe if he can make donuts.
Giuseppe! He says no.
Deep the fryer. Apologies to every Italian.
Well, I had to take it
person.
away. He tried to kill himself in one.
Okay, let's not go dark, man.
Oh boy. Okay.
Sorry.
Have I mentioned how much I love Strange New Worlds?
You have not.
Strange Worlds is fucking great.
It's so good. It's so
We,
good.
we are spoiler free, by the way, folks.
We will be
We are spoiler free, but
been-
guess what? The spoiler, it's fucking great.
It's
spoiler.
been very up and down for me,
Yeah.
but it doesn't
It's a
matter because the
wild
peak of
season.
the
The
roller
ups.
coaster,
The ups.
peak of the roller coaster will blow your mind. It's
This
so good.
this has been a wild season. Like we were talking about this pre-stream with Stars, and you were saying like, you know, when they opened the season, they said, yeah, we're going to really swing for the fences on this one, and they really have. They've like the tonal shift has been mad, like gone from like serious to comedy to obviously the musical episode, which we're reviewing tomorrow, and all these like this. I think its biggest fault and its biggest accolade in one thing, because I think a lot of people wanted to spend time and say, hey, we want an Una episode, we want an Ortegas episode, which we kind of got, but not quite in the way
Got
we wanted.
those. Well, we didn't get Ortegas. Although,
No.
from what I understand, that might have more to do with Melissa Navia's like bereavement than anything else.
Yes, she lost her husband, unfortunately, between season 1 and 2. So there was a,
Honestly, given that like we ended season 1, we were like more Una, and then guess what? Season 2 has been extremely good for Una. I don't feel like it's a case of they're short shifting their characters. I think it's just a case of like, hey, do you feel
Yeah.
up to do anything emotionally taxing? No. Cool. We're going to give you some stuff, but we're not going to push you too hard. And I feel like that's a mark in their favor.
We're going to be running a bit late because obviously when Those Old Sciences will launch like middle of the week, middle of the schedule, has put us all like a bit of a week behind, and then I'm going to Birmingham this weekend for a Star Trek convention, so we're going to be a bit late. But at some point, when Auto's office travels, we're going to do a season 2 review, like the whole thing, and
And
talk
it's going to
about
be
these.
5 hours long.
It's going to be,
It
yeah,
really
we're
will.
going to be talking this for longer.
I mean, the longest video we've ever done.
Honest to God, because there's so much to talk about with this season 2. It's been absolutely incredible. Like, and I say no spoilers, like, but there's
So it occurred to me today. It's not even a spoiler, but there's a Mbenga focused episode, which is we've done what 35 Treks, 40. It's the only episode that I've personally rated 10.0 to date. And one of these, and Babs acts his ass off. It's so good. But one of these things I always hear when we discuss an episode is like, oh, I could have used more Pike. I could have used more Ortegas. It's like, if that's the argument, then every single episode that doesn't focus on Mbenga should have said, I could have used more Mbenga. Because when he has the
You
episode...
wanted more of him. You wanted more of him in season 1, and then it was like, boom, you get the best Mbenga episode ever.
That should be the argument for every episode. It's like, not enough Mbenga, not enough Mbenga.
He's so fucking good.
I'm in love.
He has some great lines in episode 9 as well. I'll say. He has some great lines.
I mean, okay.
Ooh, that'll be interesting, because we'll be talking about that tomorrow, and I'm not sure I agree. But
Hey, Trekkie, how you doing?
Hey,
Well, no, the
check it
bunnies.
out.
you
what do we
just
think-
missed the dessert tiering.
Sorry.
There's been some controversial picks, so you may have disagreed heavily. So how do we feel about Kirk popping up so much? Like, they haven't been shy.
I'm okay with
been
it. I'm okay with it.
Driscoll and
in
Ebert both give that a thumbs down.
3 episodes this season, 2 of which have been the real Lieutenant Kirk. One of which
Fine with it.
was...
Well,
I would be
let's
more
not-
egregious if I didn't like his development.
Yeah.
Let's try to skirt the spoiler stuff.
Hmm.
But the two things that bothered me is it seems that the story would be served better if they gave that time to someone who needed the development more than he does, because he's got tons of material on him. And the other thing is, which I think you guys will mostly disagree with me, is he still doesn't feel like Kirk to me. I thought the most
Yeah, he's
Kirk you ever
likable.
felt. I thought the most Kirk you ever felt was the season 1 Ender.
See, that's where I thought he felt the least Kirk. Like, I felt like that was where I was going, really, this guy is Kirk? I feel like I need to see more of him, and we did.
You know what? I have to point something out here, and it's that Kirk is a very, very weird character, and he's almost, I almost want to say he's like a comic character, and there's a ton of drift in terms of how he is portrayed
There you go,
versus how he is described and how he is written. Because, like, if you think about how he's described in TOS as like a walking stack of books and a genius, and then there's how he's portrayed, which is like as this irrepressible romantic charisma machine who just like is in love with the Enterprise, and then there's what he becomes in the movies, where he's like this, incredible like incredibly faulting hero with like tons of like massive like flaws, and he constantly keeps on fucking up, but you understand why because he has all these blind spots. And it's a hard character to reconcile all these disparate parts. It's like, when you think about Picard or Sisko or Archer or any of these characters, they have a very consistent. Sorry, Trekkie, but this is what happens when you turn and play to the stream. Like, I don't feel like Kirk is almost very consistently portrayed in original TOS. I don't feel like he's not a consistent character. I don't feel like there's a consistent performance. How he's written and how he's performed, I don't feel like necessarily gel. So Paul Wesley has to kind of meld the two parts together.
I want to hear Shai talk about this because he's probably studied more tape for longer than any of us.
Yeah.
What Shatner brought to the role, though, was not just the loud and the brash, but it's the quiet and the thoughtful stuff, which for that time you weren't going to get a Picard type leader in the 60s.
Yeah, no, never.
Wagon Train to the Stars. That wouldn't fit. But he brought enough of that here and there that you felt like, okay, he's not just.
He's not just meathead. No, totally. Like my favorite
he's not
version
Jeffrey
of
Hunter.
Kirk. No.
He's an upgraded Jeffrey Hunter.
He's alive.
And so to date, they brought some of the
I didn't mean like that. But no, like my favorite version of Kirk.
Shout
is
out to
Ralph
Scholar
Kirk.
who hoped that Shatner was dead at one point on our stream. So
wow. I mean, he's not a very nice individual. But here's the thing: it's like my favorite version of Kirk is in Wrath of Khan, where he is old and he's tired, but he's still got it. He's still a genius. He's still brilliant. He's still romantic. He's still like those like soft scenes where like Nicholas Meyer is throwing him to take 50 just to like tire him down and make him feel like a human being. That's Shatner's best work. And it's like Shatner is like incredible actor when he chooses to be, but I don't feel like he really chooses to be all that often in TOS, and very rarely in the movies do you get that subdued performance. I think he's actually a really good subdued performer when he's allowed to be.
A lot of like
but it's not really
Paul
still associated with.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Until Paul Wesley learns Esperanto, he cannot compare to Kirk.
Until he sings Rocket Man. Yeah,
I think what I'm seeing with
T.J. Hooker.
What I'm seeing with Paul Wesley is obviously everyone's just looking for the Shatnerisms, and even with Pine, you started by the time Beyond came out, you start to look beyond the Shatnerisms, see Pine's Kirk, and I'm now with the episode. I'm skirting around spoilers here, but the episode where you see the real Kirk for the first, or sort of the interact with the cast for the first time, I felt like I was seeing a more developed, younger Kirk that is still learning his way in around things. That was he had, and it was. I'm trying not to spoil it. It's hard to talk about this without spoiling, but the way he was portrayed with interactions with other people definitely showed me the measure of the man that he wanted to be without copying the portrayal that Shatner had, but being a younger version of. And I think there is a little bit more of the movie era Kirk in Wesley's portrayal than there is in.
Well, you have to weld the two together because like TOS and movie Kirk are very different characters, but they have to try and reconcile them.
So what you brought up, TOS canon does say, he was a bookworm and more of a strict stickler for rules.
Yeah.
And as Kern says, we're supposed to be seeing a development captain to the one we know. And I feel like they skipped that. They put him at the end of... They put him in, like, prime TOS, real smooth Kirk without showing the transition. It's like we're getting...
No, he hasn't nailed anyone yet, though. He instantly struck out with the one person he tried it on.
Well, yeah, but I just mean his mannerisms and the way he talks and the way he approaches people. It doesn't seem like what we know as the predecessor to the all-encompassing man's man kind of Shatner.
I think the difference is going to be like fan feedback, because season 1 and 2 were pretty much filmed back to back before season 1 even came out. So they basically went full steam ahead and said, like, we're having Kirk at this, like, for this many episodes. I think now we've got this extended gap between 2 and 3 due to the writer's strike. I think a lot of time they're going to look at feedback, they're going to look at things and say, like, how do we want to present this? And with various things, it does seem like they're leaning towards doing a whole evolution towards, hey, Kirk's going to take over the ship, and at one point they're probably going to wait a couple of seasons, but I think we are definitely going to have sporadic Paul Wesley appearances coming in. But there's, I would like him, and again, trying to skirt around spoilers, I would like him to come and learn.
I like how that's your mental wrist slapping line, just because we all do it. Just to remind us that.
I'm going to be talking about this tomorrow when we review the musical episode, because Paul Wesley's in that, and it's definitely there's a really good meme out there with a cover of it looks like one of the classic Star Trek book covers with Pike and Kirk on it, and the title is like, "Why are you always on my ship?" I was like,
see, I'm fine with that because it comes across as he's coveting the ship, and that's hilarious. That's fine. I'm fine
it's the
with that.
Worf in Insurrection moment. He's just like, Captain. I was just, it doesn't matter. Sit at tactical. Don't care. You're just here now.
I quite appreciate Spock's development, and I think that's how they should have handled Kirk's, because we see the first few episodes of TOS in the cage where those little plants are vibrating. He grabs them and smiles when he's playing 3D chess or 4D chess with 8D chess, whatever, with Kirk. He makes some movies chatting with him, and he kind of grins smugly. So they've taken the stuff from early TOS, and they say, okay, how would he have transitioned from that to the very stoic, the very in command kind of Spock that we see grow throughout the rest of Trek? And so they give him emotional bits. They give him a lot of deferential stuff to when Ortegas chews him out, or not softly chews him out, or Uhura, or they say, leave me alone or whatever. He apologizes. He says, sorry, I'm still trying to learn my way. And so they're giving him that development, which even between Spock and Kirk, you would expect Spock to have less of that because of his Vulcan control. He could be closer to the classic Spock that we know. So they're giving him a lot of growth and a lot of development in that way that I really appreciate. I don't think they're doing enough of that with Kirk, where he's almost close to right out of the box Kirk that we're expecting, more so than Spock has been.
I know. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, I think I'm with you on that one. I think, but if Kirk was one of the main cast, we would see that, I think. But because he is more a guest role, he's coming and going, "Hey, I'm Kirk," and then buggering off. So I think that's more setting up. At some point, he'll be promoted to captain and go, "Hey, I'm Kirk now in command." So I don't know if we will get the same kind of.
I want to see him fail. I feel like that'd be the most interesting to see him do.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like that'd be a real idea of how Kirkian he is and how close he is to TOS.
His kind of plan with like the Kobayashi Maru is like, he never plans to fail. Like there's always a way.
No, but that's the thing. Is like
Kirk's strength is as a captain, as the awesome captain he is in Starfleet, is the reason he has legendary status, that he's got that tactical mind, being the chess player he is, that he won't ever fail. Like.
Actually, no, I realised we did see an instant where he failed, but it wasn't proper Kirk.
I feel like he's the Kirk as a character is the person that, most people go through life and learn from their failures. He's the kind of person that reads up and learns about other people's failures and knows what the thing, and knows to make the best decision.
I think that's what makes Kirk interesting, though, is that he doesn't fail early. A lot of people fail early. They learn from their mistakes. Kirk didn't fail early. He failed late. He was hurt by the Klingons. He was hurt by Khan personally. Yeah. And so we get to see how he has to handle those when his whole life he's been the guy who never fails. So I think that's a nice dynamic that, I mean, I understand it would be fun to see him fail and see how he handles it, but I also think the way they've set that up with the rest of canon.
That's true. I hadn't considered that. That's true.
It's fine. Those late failures are just, they're more interesting because we don't see it a lot.
Yeah. And it is more interesting to see that more subdued, more mature Kirk having to deal with it and suddenly grow in in spurts, essentially.
But like I say, I think until we see like the eventual, like maybe season 5 or 6, or hopefully that we get that far, and they go like, right, Anson Mount's going like, right, I've done my time now. I've done my few seasons. I want to break out, and they go, right, finally it's time to turn it into Strange New Worlds TOS, and then they bring Kirk in, and I feel that's the point where they kind of go like, right, let's adapt these Kirk storylines and see how we do from that.
Yeah, the thing is, you can't really run them concurrently because it would just. It just doesn't work to run that concurrently. So you would have to kind of end Strange New Worlds run to start the TOS one, which
that works fine
really
for them because they can do like season 5 and then they can renegotiate all the contracts because that's what they do on all these things.
Yeah. Dude, but I will say some of the stuff we've seen out of Strange New Worlds, it's like before I was asking myself, do I want to pay $10 and subscribe to Paramount Plus how many shows do they have? What other stuff can I watch? And after a couple of these episodes, I'm like, the question is, how much would I pay for just Strange New Worlds? It's like that's what it brings. Obviously Trekkies aren't going to be their main audience, or not their whole audience, but it's like they've really stepped the
It's
bar
that
up.
and Yellowstone.
It's
That's
like,
all Paramount have, really.
I want to pay money to see this stuff. So if they decide they want to go 3-4 seasons and then renegotiate or whatever, or it's like, bro, you guys.
Did you finish Prodigy yet before it got left off?
No, we didn't.
Oh, yeah. Because that's the other show that I was like.
I want to savor it now that I know it's gone. I don't want to rush.
But
through it,
I mean, yeah.
Season 2 is still happening, but yeah.
Yeah, there's been a clip out of season 2 that they played at the thing, and it's. I am so that's another series. That's the other series. I mean, Lower Decks is Lower Decks. You know what to get with Lower Decks. I'm really hyped for the new series coming out, but I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get like 10 or 12 quite funny, little goofy adventures in Star Trek, and it's going to be great. And obviously Picard's not on. Discovery's Discovery, but I feel like Prodigy is definitely the thing for the future to. It just had that feel of Trek at the end that was just like, oh wow, I feel hopeful for these characters. I want to see what things they're going to overcome, and I feel like I think where did you get up to, Otto, when you were watching it? When you guys were watching?
We finished the first half of the season, I'm pretty sure, didn't we?
So
8 or so.
So you've got you've got loads of the best episodes to come. Like you've still got the Enterprisians and the.
Okay, here's a hypothetical for you guys. So since you did mention it earlier, that's not a spoiler. Strange New Worlds does a musical episode. That's the kind of thing I would expect Lower Decks to be able to get away with, because they can kind of do anything they want.
Yeah.
25
Make it
minutes,
make
it's
sense.
hard.
In a cartoon universe, what kind of TV rule-breaking stuff would you like to see Lower Decks try to pull off?
Oh gosh, I mean, like you say, they can kind of do anything. Like,
would you want to see a live-action Lower Decks?
I mean,
I
we
wouldn't
kind
hate
of
it.
have. We all kind of have, like, to the. That's been established. Come on, people know about that. We know there's a Lower Decks crossover episode. People knew that a year ago. Like, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but yeah, I would see a full live action Lower Decks. Like, if they're going to do a 20-minute episode, I don't think they will do it like that. I feel like they will do. I feel like season 3 will have another Lower Decks crossover, and like they'll. Yeah, without spoiling, I feel like they could do it again, but maybe with other characters. But
okay, what about a whole episode with, which I guess it kind of did with Peanut Hamper, but let's say like a whole episode of Klingons where we don't see any established characters.
I wouldn't mind that.
They
You know what?
They did that. Wedge Douche was the episode where they were
Well,
set
it
on
was
the
almost
Klingon, the
all,
Vulcan,
yeah.
and the Packlet ship, wasn't it?
I would love an episode without dialogue.
Ooh, interesting.
If they can pull that off, that's like
language?
sign language,
Sign
like
language,
physical
subtitle?
comedy, like whatever, just like no dialogue, no dialogue at all.
A flat like Lower Decks, they go, hey, what about the old adventures of the NX-01? And the flashback of the entire episode is the original voice cast set on an adventure on the Enterprise, but they're cracking the same kind of jokes. Like the Lower Decks jokes, but on the Enterprise, like Mayweather, like talking about, like,
that
why
would be
am I always
great.
smiling
Give
at the bar?
Mayweather a ridiculous personality. Yeah, make him fun
exactly.
again.
Like that would be, I would crack up at that. And they just got everyone
I
back
want
as
to see-
Dracula and everyone.
No, you know
see
what?
them
Cross over
say-
with Prodigy and see them in 3D animation.
Yeah, that'd be good. They could do that. That's probably
Or
easily enough
it
done.
starts out 2D and then she like turns to the Mariner turns to
Yeah,
the
she just
side and
turns.
He's like, ah!
Like, oh my god, what happened to you?
I want to.
It's like the episode of The Simpsons where like Homer gets sucked out of the universe and he turns 3D CGI.
Correction, sir, that's blown out. I want to see them do. Go back to NX-01, but from Riker's point of view, they follow him from These Are the Voyages, watching the NX, like Inception, Star Trek Inception.
Oh no, it's too many layers deep.
Like,
Okay.
they pause the hologram of Riker, watching the paused hologram, and like walk around Riker's.
Can I get the Lower Decks cast MST3King one of the movies?
Wait, you kind of almost got that when they had
You
their
Christ
movie
point is
episodes.
almost there.
Yeah.
But can I get them? Can I get them doing Final Frontier? That's the one you want to watch them do.
I feel like the
Or
meta
just
jokes-
have them
God.
have them recreate one of the movies, like point for point, but without the self-awareness. Like
Yeah.
have them redo Wrath
Oh,
of
what
Khan
kind of
with
like
them in the roles.
Family Guy,
of-
Blue Harvest style, like they did with the Star Wars
Yeah.
films. Yeah,
You could do that. Yeah.
Right.
that'd be quite fun. Yeah, I'd quite enjoy that.
That'd be fun. There's so much you can do with animation. I would love to see, but
that's
yeah,
a bit-
part of the reason I mentioned
Boimler is Spock, Mariner is Kirk. Yeah,
The amount of
Yeah,
people that
cool.
are crying out for an Enterprise season 5 and saying like they could just do it animated, like 'cause
I would
everyone-
love that.
If you listen to the Shuttlepod one, the Shuttlepod podcast, or Shuttlepod
They sound exactly the
podcast,
same, yeah.
they're immaculate. Like no one's voice is aged. Like not like Patrick Stewart, unfortunately, who in Picard sounds like just a very old broken person.
Glass,
yeah, yeah, literally glass. But no, it would be good to have them back. All you've just got to do is go up to Jolie Balalok's house with a dumper truck full of money and say, "Please come back," because she's like pretty much. The
we're
only
really
person.
sorry for what you did. What
Yeah,
we did.
just
Rick
don't mind
Bourbon's in
her.
hell now.
All you have
We
to
sent
do-
him directly.
All you have to do is just stand in front of this microphone and talk. The decon gel, that's
You don't
mandatory
even
still,
have
sorry.
to-
Yeah, we still have to do the decon
No,
gel
they-
scene, but
Enterprise needs another season more than any episode, any like season of
Yeah.
Star Trek has needed. Anything
Absolutely.
like Voyager didn't need it. DS9 didn't need it.
Strange
No.
New Worlds needs it.
yeah,
Well,
Stranger Worlds
Yeah,
gonna
they're
get
still in production. It's fine. It's already confirmed. But Enterprise needs another season. I
Yeah.
I want to
Cartoon
see
heart
Romulan War.
is thumping out of my chest for
It's
Strange
just-
New Worlds right now.
It's just the promises. They were going to, you'd have the refit Enterprise on there. You'd have Shran joining the cast full time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so
like,
how do you
come
bring
on.
Trip back?
Oh, who cares? Like, you can bring anyone back. It's just the Black Mountain. Like,
No one cares about that. You can literally pick up like, season 5, episode 1, trips there, and no one will question it.
You know what it is?
Everyone will
It's
be like,
literally-
"Oh, thank God!"
You know what the last episode is? The last episode is Riker and Troy are watching a flawed, out of context hologram, and it's not actually related to the real truth. And the books go through this that Trip joined Section 31 or whatever, or maybe he was just like it was a body double or something like that. Next episode, he
Okay,
pops
so
up
I'm
and goes,
asking,
"I'm
how
alive."
would you write him back in?
I would just go.
You wouldn't
like,
bother
oh,
addressing it.
I
I'd be
would-
like, "Fuck it, I don't care."
I'd Dallas it. I'd just go, "Oh, JR, it was all a dream." To Paul, it was all a dream. Actually, no,
Yeah, Hoshi huffed some fucking decon gel and had a weird dream. Who cares? Like,
Just don't even
I don't
address it. Don't even address
Like,
it. Just
yeah,
go
don't
for an adventure
dignify
and
it.
Trip is there.
Who
But
cares?
The funny thing is, actually, as well, because you won't even have to do anything, because those are the Voyagers was set, what, about 5 or 6 years after season 4?
it's 2161.
Exactly. So you've got like 4 years of adventures there. So it's... You don't even need to address it. You just
Yeah. Then
carry
I
on.
wouldn't dignify it. Implying
don't-
like these are the Voyages is an episode I should respect. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, no.
It's like Turnabout. It's like, oh, you should respect the canon Turnabout Intruder. How about you fucking suck my dick?
Look, I will say that I love the when you bring up the developers console and type in no clip, where Riker pauses the
Yeah,
hologram.
yeah.
Like, what does he say? Go into objective mode.
Objective mode, yeah, or observer mode.
Yeah,
or
so you
whatever
can
it is.
switch back and forth between a participant or just watching. That is a cool idea that they didn't really hit before. They've done holograms where they like walk around a recreation or whatever, but that was a cool little wrinkle on it. So I did like that.
And there was nothing else of value.
Indeed.
I know,
Right, we
that's
had
the only
something else to
good thing
tier,
about
right?
Sorry?
Yes.
We had something else to tier, no?
We do, yes. Let's tier.
This is for Walt, so Walt, get
This
in
one
here.
is. We're going to tier the theme songs of Star Trek. Oh, let me turn the piano on. Hang on. Actually, let me have a
So
word first.
specifically the songs themselves. Okay.
Which the themes, I'm Debbie Downer, but the new Trek themes are kind of my least favorite thing about most Trek because they're so generic. Like, I can't remember what they're about. There's no great hook. Not like da 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 da. Like, everyone knows that one. Partly because
Disagree.
it's been playing for 30 years, but I can never hum those like easily, like you can. with
I can
the
hum
old-
Prodigies, I can hum Strange New Worlds, I can hum Picards.
But they're
Discovery's
like
is harder.
remixes. They're remixes of classics, so it's like
Prodigies isn't really. I wouldn't say it is.
no, Prodigies isn't, but.
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds.
Strange New
definitely
Worlds
and
is
Picard
absolutely remixed, but that's fine. Well, no, Picard's is like unique, and I really like the piano work and the flute and everything on that. I like that. It's more unique. Trekkie, you're a no. Guess what? That means you skipped the intro for the Lower Decks Strange New Worlds crossover, and that means that you missed out. There you go.
That one and the musical one.
Yeah, exactly.
We will honorarily grandfather the Enterprise Mirror two-parter intro into S tier
Yes.
because that's the best thing they've ever done
Easily.
with any intro ever.
It's so good. I remember. So when me and Brody and Marie were watching Enterprise, I was like, we have to watch the intro once, and then we're never watching it again. I fucking hate this song. And then we put it on for like 10 seconds, and they're like, oh, this is awful. Oh god. And then I was like, okay, now I need you guys to trust me on this. And they were like, okay. It's like, don't skip the intro for these 2 episodes. And they were like, I swear to fucking God, if you're rickrolling me with fucking Enterprise bullshit. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then the mirror intro played, their minds were fucking blown. It was so good.
It's a 1-2-parter, and I still dun 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 dun. I still remember that theme, even though it's only for 1-2-parter.
I remember all the visuals as well. They did such a good job of flipping the inspirational stuff.
NX dropping the torpedo.
Stuka bomber and shit like that. Yeah, so good.
Sorry. Haha.
Nerd.
There we go. Oh, my pedal. Why isn't my pedal working? There we go. Right. What are we doing first? What's going first?
It looks like DS9.
DS9.
is up there.
Oh, I love DS9's intro.
Something like that, anyway.
DS9 has the highest percentage of French horns out of all of the themes.
S tier for me.
What
S tier.
It's so rich and so and I had the strongest association with just fucking good episodes.
What I love about the theme is that it matches the style of the show. It is slow, it's dignified, it is ported,
it's operatic.
brooding in. I don't like the season 4 onwards because they add the slightly out
I
of
think it's
time
fine.
drums, and that winds me up so much. Did you know, fun fact, that the DS9 theme song, the full version, has a guitar solo in it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you listen to the theme off, look on Spotify and find the full DS9 theme song. It's like a kick-ass guitar solo in the middle of it. It's really good. But no, for a theme song that matches the style of the show around it, fits perfectly.
You know what? And I love to talk about how Brody's reaction to these things. Every time we were watching Voyager or watching anything like where I was like, we have to watch the intro. I would I start humming along to it, and then he would just look at me and go. And then so, bah, 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 he would just start doing the DS9 opening notes. That's how much he loved it, because he's just a fucking DS9 fanatic. But
yeah,
it's just like it's instantly iconic. So good. Oh, we've lost it. It's because we're doing Discovery next. That's why.
Don't forget how Discovery goes now. This is mine. Something like da, da, la,
yeah,
it's
okay.
It's not my favorite song. It's okay.
No, it's not my favorite either.
Yeah, it's all right.
I have to give it my props just because it is. I think it's very melodious, and I think it's it's not discordant in any way, but I think it is very middle of the road.
The one part I again I think it matches the season and it has become one of the iconic theme songs, but I don't like the fact that it stops and then it kind of goes da 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 da, and it does the classic song. I'm feel like your own thing, 'cause none of the other theme songs go oh, and now I'm going to reference another theme because
Stranger Worlds does.
That's different though. We'll get onto that. We'll get on why that's different.
Right, we're talking Discovery.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it?
It's like a B for me.
It's okay.
It sounds like Bicentennial Man meets Star Trek Reboot. And they even do the equipment breakdown reminds you of the Bicentennial Man, showing him.
Oh, I love that stuff. I love because it's all the Da Vinci, Vitruvian Man style drawings. I love that stuff, and I love that it changes throughout and I love that it changes throughout the season as well. In season 2, you have little parts of the Red Angel and stuff like that.
Are we doing just music or visuals?
I would do visuals.
Just music, I think.
No, I think we do both. I think the intro.
We're doing visuals. That's fine.
Yeah, I'd say you're taking it in as you're watching the episode. Are you hitting skip intro? That's how much does this mean to you?
If I'm including intros, I have to give it points for doing the mirror thing where they completely inverted all the colors and flipped upside down. I thought that was great.
That's literally one filter drop down on on Adobe
I like that they did it though.
Discovery starts and ends with some other show's hook. And then the middle part, I can't remember enough to hum. I mean, that's my feeling because I don't want to watch a lot of disco, but it's too derivative for me.
I think it's a B. I think it's fine. But yeah, as a Discovery defender, I don't think it's bad.
Okay. It's been a long road getting from there to here. It's been you know the rest. Enterprise.
Unfortunately.
A. I know you guys hate it. A.
D.
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 It's
D.
trash.
Like you said for Deep Space Nine, it is evocative of the show. The early one where they don't bring it up tempo is evocative of early Sail Explorers, and I love the visuals that go with it. The show through time.
The visuals is great, but the song I can't
How the
do it.
exploration goes.
That's the theme.
Archer's theme is amazing. Archer's theme is amazing.
That's the
actually.
real Enterprise theme. That's the one they should have
Yeah.
used. Whatever.
So
Whoever
I
came
say
up to
A.
Harv Bennett and went, yeah, I want to use this. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Hooter
The Archer's
says
theme is
B.
beautiful.
The visuals are great, but the song underneath, it's like, oh my god, like, I mean, you're watching it and you're going, I'm expecting some, like, coming from the back of Voyager, which I'm going to be arguing heavily for Voyager, but, like, coming from the back
I
of
like
that to
Voyager
then
a lot.
going,
Jerry
wow,
Goldsmith.
we've got
So
this
divisive.
generic, the most generic-ass, middle-of-the-road, married woman in her 50s rock, just so we don't offend anyone.
Wait, hold on.
Rock.
Yeah.
It could have been worse if they did it in a southern accent. So it's not as bad as it
Wasn't
could have been.
far off.
D. D.
A.
D.
A.
D.
That says B.
D.
A. It can't
Sounds
be
like
B.
that sounds like a C to me.
Fine, C. Fine,
C.
I'll settle for a C, but in my heart of hearts, it's a D. My fate of the heart lies in D.
It's become
It's
the
my
prequel
second
memes
favorite.
of Star Trek themes. It's so bad people like it. Literally. It's got iconic status just because of how badly fit it is.
Although the up-tempo remix is a D. I'll give you that.
Averages out to a C then, so we'll go for a C. And that's under duress.
I say S++, so it averages to an A.
Yeah. No? Yeah, Lower Decks. Da 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 da. That one.
Lower Decks is the only new Trek one that I can remember the melody to and hum. So
I'm
I'll give it
honestly the other
points
way.
for
I
that.
don't remember it very much.
Really?
I remember the visuals a lot, but I don't remember the actual music that much.
Chris Westlake has, before Nami Melamad came along, Chris Westlake was the one I thought, this guy finally gets Star Trek soundtracks, because every part of the Lower Deck soundtrack is very evocative of, say, Next Generation mixed with a bit more upbeat. It very much is, yes. It evokes feeling.
Well, it's TNG if it wasn't Sonic Wallpaper.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. The Lower Decks theme, I really like. It's nothing like...
It's fine, but it's a bit
Yeah.
generic to me. That's the thing.
I don't know if, yeah... Like you say, it's... Yeah.
Like, I love the show. I love the intros. I love all the jokes in it. But like, I'm like, Yeah, song isn't special. It doesn't feel like it's, and I feel like that's almost part of the point, but it still hurts it. I feel like I'd be okay with a B on this. When I'm in the moment and I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, this is a good theme, and then I immediately lose it out of my head.
Just the way the theme is constructed makes me think of like a cross between the Next Generation theme and a lot of the movie themes as well, like the Wrath of Khan theme and the Voyage Home and things like that. I think it is someone that has gone in going, right, I have to write a Star Trek theme, and this is not me knocking it, this is me praising it, and I'm going to take all the best parts of that and make this really good orchestration. I think it's done very, 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 very well, and I would put it above Discovery for that.
Yeah, I'd put it on par with me personally.
As Auto there, he's just sitting very still.
He's thinking.
Okay.
His gears are turning.
Processing. New information.
Processing. Fascinating.
Fascinating.
So I'm saying B. What you're saying like an A?
I would say A. You could probably talk me down to a B, but I really like it.
All right, so you got a tiebreak, or we've got to get some opinions from chat. Like, I don't know. It's like like I can hum Discoveries. I can't hum like Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Like I honestly can't. And maybe that's because I don't watch Lower Decks as much because it's all on Amazon. I don't like opening up their browser. I think it's a very bad player. But like,
You're saying we need to rewatch some Lower Decks.
I mean, I'm always down for that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like it's you know what it reminds me of. It reminds me of Star Wars
Okay.
Rebels.
Sorry.
Where like Star Wars Rebels' intro theme is da 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 da, and then it's done. It's literally just like the Rebel fanfare from Star Wars, and then it's finished. It's not even a proper intro theme. It's ridiculous.
No,
But
it
it's that, but like a longer form.
Are we on Lower Decks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm saying B, he's saying A.
whatever we're talking about, a tier tiebreaker for the ship turning around from the phaser fight. So.
Oh yeah, we got to have a
Okay, I'll allow an A then. We'll allow an A.
That's the most adorable thing.
And it changes every season. They keep adding more to it. And I'm not gonna spoil things. No.
I'm probably in the
gonna give bonus
minority.
tiers or something else.
I don't like when they change per season because I like it to
really?
be classic and like
I love it.
part
I
of
love
something
changing
that you
intros.
remember fondly the way that it always is.
I think it isn't. They don't change much. Like it's
Only
little bits
changes in
like-
subtle ways.
Yeah, it's like, the fight with the Romulans and the Borg adds the Pakleds, adds the Klingons. Like, it's little things like that. But the overall, they still sort of, hit the ice, the ice meteor as they hurl
cream,
into the sun and come back out again. There's still the basic premise to there.
The S tier ice meteor.
Yes, S tier ice meteor. I actually love it.
Yeah, so let's give it an A. I'm okay with an A. I'm happy with it. It's fine.
No, I can't play it.
I love Picards.
Now, which Picard theme? Because there are two. There is, season 3 was nothing. There was nothing in season 3, but season 1 was a more classical, slower
I love
affair.
season 1. Season 2 is just bad.
Season 2 is just like a hodgepodge of all the various
It's way too
themes.
busy.
Yeah,
Way too
it's
busy.
very busy. I like the season 1 theme. I think it's very refined.
That reminds me what you just played actually would be the perfect theme for Strange New World Season 2 because it keeps modulating major, minor, the episodes go from happy to sad.
Oh, sorry, get my pedal in.
Minor, major, yeah.
And I can't remember. I
that
arranged a whole jazz
that should
version
be
of it,
for the
which I do for
season.
Trek, but I can't remember.
That should be for the season where they go from serious to
Yeah.
funny episodes.
But I do.
Actually, I do really like that one.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good. I just love the little twinges of darkness and sadness and melancholy.
Yeah,
I'm a sucker for that.
It's a nicely
That reminds
arranged
me a little
theme.
bit of Insurrection.
I think it's probably intentional. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be
A
right.
little bit, a little bit of the opening Baku theme. Yeah, I can totally hear it.
Yeah, it's a nice theme. We won't say about the quality of the season.
I'd give it an A. I'd give it an A.
But are we
For me.
putting season 2 in here as well? Because season 2's
If we're putting
theme
season 2 in it, season 2 is like a D. I don't like season 2 at all.
I don't even remember.
Here's
what
the thing, like
difference is.
there is
It's way
elements of
busier
this-
and faster and lamer.
There is a really nice element of the season 2 theme song that's really cool, like when they do the full sort of like orchestral ba 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 ba, and they hit the sort of like the minor third notes on that, and that is really nice. But they don't hold it; they bounce about all over the place between varying themes.
It feels like 4 different theme tunes.
It has a majesty that doesn't like the softer one. The
Match,
season
yeah.
1 theme matches the kind of tone of Picard, which is a more introspective, retrospective Jean-Luc. Whereas the season 2 theme tries to make things really. We're going to make it really dramatic and action figure. By the way, they're stuck in the past, and no one knows what they're doing for like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
I would say with the
well,
season 2 it takes down to a C. Season 1 I would say an A, but if you're going to put season 2 in there as well, maybe a C or a B.
I literally don't even remember season 2, so I'm counting purely season 1. It's an A for me.
Auto.
You said A.
He's gone again. What's he doing?
He's processing.
Is he doing the thing? Is he doing the thing where he's putting like a video of himself on a loop, and like just a fool? He's now breaking into our houses and stealing things.
Giuseppe, grab him!
Is he watching? Or hang on, should we do AUTO? Do you think he can see us?
I think A, honestly. Like I think it's a strong theme, but I think the season 2 is awful.
I say C, so I'll probably a B. Probably a B. That season 1 theme. If they'd just done the season 1 theme again, I'd be with you. So that season 2 theme was trash.
Season 2 is not great. Yeah. Well, in all manners.
And then
honestly.
season 3 is just the first contact theme. Why haven't we got the film scores in there? That's terrible. What is he doing?
Well, because this is just for the shows. That's why.
That's true.
I mean, if we're putting on the theme like the scores, it's like cool. Motion picture, Wrath of Khan, and First Contact win instantly.
Yeah,
and then we're
without a
done.
doubt. Undiscovered
Like-
Country's pretty good. Undiscovered Country's
Undiscovered Country's okay, but it's an A tier compared to
Yeah.
like S. Like
Which
the only one I
one's-
can really remember is the fight between the Bird of Prey and the Enterprise and Excelsior. That's a really
Yeah.
good, strong submarine fight theme. I love it.
What are we on?
where do you keep going?
Picard.
It keep my fucking internet. Sorry.
Okay.
Prodigy?
Picard with the sorry, Star says A because of season 1. I say B. Well, I say C.
Prodigy or Picard?
Picard. I say C because
Oh.
of season 2 is trash, but
I don't even remember season 2, but the ones we were discussing earlier that is an A for me. I really
all
like
right,
that.
all right.
Yeah.
There it is. Prodigy then. Prodigy.
It's an S tier for me.
I can't play it because there's so many moving parts in it, but
It's so majestic. It's so bombastic. It gets points for
Original.
originality because it's not endlessly quoting other episodes. Like
let's
it's so.
break the copyright a minute and play the theme song because the theme
And
song
I
is very
love the fact that it's like, no, instead of we're gonna meld, like the character intro with the incredible like space intros. I love it. It's just
good. Here we go.
so good. It's so good.
Let's just have a listen. Oh, I don't remember this bit.
Oh, this is the opening prelude. It goes into the full theme in about like 40, 50.
This is the show that's going to be bringing new people into Trek, and I already, I've watched Prodigy numerous times, and that theme song is so good. Like it feels, and again, I keep referring to Voyager because like it feels like that with the visuals feels like you're going on an event. Like, we're going on an adventure. Like we feel that majestic part of like
Marie throws in Prodigy has such a good theme. It's incredible.
like the
Friend
way
of the
it's
stream.
constructed- like, just hang on, I can keep playing it because
Well, hold on. Before I drop again, let me give my points.
yeah, go on.
Yeah, so good.
It gets points for originality, and it gets points for its kinetic nature. It feels, it matches the energy of the animated, and it makes you feel like you're going somewhere. But it's not S tier means like the second you hear it, you and your other Trek buddies are like, "Oh, I love that show," kind of like that. And
I'm
this
kind of
just-
there
it
though.
meanders
I
a little
kind
bit too
of
much.
am there with Prodigy. That's the thing. Like I'm hyped for season
I have
2.
such a
I'm
love.
hyped for going.
No,
like,
you know what the thing is?
I'm gonna watch that theme
You're
song
saying
and
it-
go, yes, here we go.
The thing is, though, you're saying, oh, it's not iconic because of the way they handle the show. If anything, that makes it more iconic because now you have to appreciate what we have so much more.
I also think you've not watched the second half of the second season, or the second half of the first season, which is it's so good.
Did they change the theme?
No,
No, but
they,
regardless,
the
you
nature of
still
the
don't
episodes
have
I'm
becomes-
saying
Yeah.
canceling it. After the only the one
I think
season
yeah,
aired.
but
and
let's talk about this in
Look,
5 years' time, and we're going to be
DS9
like,
is S.
yeah.
Look, DS9 is S. TNG is going to be S. I don't think it stands up alongside those two.
I do.
I disagree. I think it does. I think it is such a
Purely
good
as like a piece of
arrangement.
music as well. Like, it's easily as good as anything Goldsmith ever wrote.
Giacchino's really
Sorry.
good. Nami Melamad is really good. Like she does the main music for it as well. I mean,
I think we're going to have to go with the power of democracy here. It's S tier.
I would happily sit. I would still sit at A. I feel like I need another 3 seasons before I put it S, but
No, I loved it the instant I heard it. I was like, no, this is a really strong, bold, like,
And it goes
direction
Well,
to
it's
take.
fine to
It's-
love
as they're
it, but
going
to
through-
say it's the best possible is like, you can have. You
I like
can
it.
have space
I
in
like it
between
more
the
than
two.
TOS's. Sorry.
yeah, we're gonna have that discussion in a minute. Let's be diplomatic.
Maybe.
Let's put it A. I can see it as an A. It's good. It's
So
strong.
that's in my
it's
heart. I love
good.
it.
Yeah, it is strong.
If I could make a Star Trek theme, if I could make a Star Trek show and I could choose what theme I had to have, and I couldn't have my own, I would choose
I
Prodigy.
do like how
I
you
want
see
to
the
be excited.
protostar and it warps between like the different visages of the characters. Like you've got Rock
I love
Clock's
that,
hand,
yeah.
you've got Rock
Same
Clock's
very
face,
motion
you've got
picture about
Jenkins'
that as well.
hand,
You know?
things like that.
Yeah.
If they could work in a John Noble voiceover, then maybe I'd say yes tier.
Yeah.
He does have a lovely voice.
How about Strange New Worlds, aka
I know it's divisive. I like it.
yeah?
I don't even remember it. It's kind of floaty and
It's
it
a
doesn't
remix
have
on
a strong
TOS.
hook. It doesn't have a hummable hook. I don't think.
Hang on.
Now I gotta look it up.
See, I've got to be careful that when I put Strange New Worlds theme song in, that I don't actually play the version we put up, which is the Enterprise theme song. Yeah.
And it has the disco downside of it starts with another show's hook at the start.
fine.
Like,
I
be your
think-
own thing.
right.
Yeah,
So-
but you get
so-
a pass for that, I feel like, in this.
So here's the reason I think that's
And
acceptable.
the
in this
visuals
case.
do elevate it. The visuals are beautiful in both seasons, and they do change.
So here's the reason I think
And you have the most variations, because you have the musical version, and you have the Lower Decks different intro.
Can I
Sorry.
speak? Can I? Okay, so here's the reason I think you can get away with the whole da 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 as in Stranger Worlds more than you can in Discovery, because it is deliberately set as a prequel to more a prequel to TOS than Discovery was. We are on the Enterprise. We have Pike. We have Spock. We have Chapel. We have Uhura. This is more a direct lineage.
Also,
to
TNG
TOS.
does the same thing.
Sorry.
So original TNG theme does the same
yeah,
thing. Where it's like
exactly.
with
But-
the opening, like
Yeah.
so like you can't knock that.
But I think even more than that, this has more of a right to play those notes and reference and do the da 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 da, you know, and have that in its theme more than anything else, because it is part of that direct lineage. So I would say that it's absolutely fine to do that. I feel with this theme song, though, it tends to, when it starts to move away from that, it muddies the water into kind of like, here's our generic action theme. Like, visuals are great. I love the visuals for it. But I feel like when it goes into that middle section, when it goes, da, 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 da,
Okay, but
yeah.
the fact that the show is so fucking S tier really elevates the
We're
theme,
not
though,
rating the show,
doesn't
though.
it?
Otherwise, Enterprise will be
I think
fucking...
in
But every time you hear the Strange New Worlds theme, you're like, oh, it's going to be a good fucking episode.
Yeah, I'm in for a good
in
time.
a season
no,
or
you're right.
two, it might have already reached icon status. So we'll see. I don't think we should weight the visuals too much, because that's an
No,
era thing. They have 10
yeah.
episodes with much bigger budget than the earlier ones did. So, you know, if the roles are reversed, you might just see Pike's Enterprise flying past the screen 5 times with the credits. So, not that it doesn't look great, but that's just.
Alright, so what are we thinking on
I
Les?
think
What are we
I'm
thinking?
B.
Pick your alphabet.
I don't like
B?
it. It's all derivative. I can't remember it very well. I'd say C or D.
I'm going to go with B, and we'll put it. I think that's the fine middle ground. I think it could.
You are right, it is derivative, but I think it's derivative in a homage way, not in a deliberately, we can't think of an original idea way. I think it's intended, like, it is a Jeff Russo.
But is there a difference?
It's a Jeff Russo production. I don't like Jeff Russo's
Jeff
music
Russo
generally.
joint.
Yeah, it is like Nami Melamad does the bulk of the work throughout the show, but he done the theme. His stuff is very vanilla.
He done the theme too.
Yeah, exactly. Like his stuff is very vanilla, so I would dock it a point
I
for
do
that.
love Strange New Worlds, the little remixes they do within the episodes and the little
Yeah.
moments.
The stuff they
and
did
audio
in the
that-
season 1 ender was
Yeah.
so good with all the Romulan
also,
music.
would
Was
you-
so good.
The main
Rate
thing
it-
is like,
Would
I
you
like
rate it
Discos
above
better.
Discovery?
No,
Oh.
I like Discos better.
You like Discos better? Okay,
C for me.
I don't know. C like, it kind of implies offensive to me. That's why we put Enterprise. It is not as bad as Enterprise. I'm sorry.
yeah, you're kind of right.
Fuck
No,
off.
C is the nothing special tier. D is offensive.
Okay, are we saying that Enterprise is D?
No,
To me,
well,
it is. Okay, here's the thing. I was diplomatic, and we allowed this like Enterprise to not go into D. You got to be diplomatic and at least allow me to
Let's
put
face it,
extra
we've got
Strange
four
Worlds
more,
into B.
we've got 4 more themes left, and I don't think any of them are going into D. I think Enterprise has to go down. And Chucky's right, yeah. I think it is, excuse me. I think we're looking at that. I think we're looking at Enterprise and D, because it's a different scale to the desserts. I think we're...
I came in a good mood today, so you can put Enterprise. You can fold it up, turn it sideways, and shove it right into D tier if you want.
All right.
Okay.
Tell you what, I will allow you
I
to put
love
Strange
it.
New Worlds. I will allow you to put Enterprise in D, and we'll put Strange New Worlds at C if you think that's appropriate.
Well, that's where I'm
Compromise?
going anyway.
Okay, fine. As long as Strange New Worlds is above Enterprise, I feel like that's the only way this is
Because you
appropriate.
can't have an unused bottom tier. That
It's true,
defeats-
actually.
You can have an unused middle tier if there's like a huge gap, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
How about...
Okay, so we'll do that then.
How about... Because I don't know this theme song to play it, but...
Oh God.
Space, the final frontier.
I'll change it. I
I like the triumphant, more French
These are the
hornage.
voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life,
the best work
new
Shatner's ever done.
civilizations, to boldly go
He
where
didn't
no
have to be on
man has
screen.
gone before.
Here we go.
With Harv Bennett.
Featuring the voices of Randy Newman. Yeah,
This
that's
is so
fun.
like Hollywood Showcase,
Yeah.
Love Boat, like so you can.
I was thinking like
pinpoint the
original
year it
Charlie's
was-
Angels with that. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
it
off.
is-
No.
it is. Yeah.
D. I hate it.
Dude, I love it.
I don't hate
No.
it. I think like they could have very easily just played the TOS theme song again. They made something new. It was okay.
Yeah, maybe they should have done. Maybe
Like,
they
the
should have
whole-
done. Maybe should have put that back in the box.
Right,
I love it.
right, okay. I am a TAS
I
defender.
said I love it.
TAS. I'm a TAS defender. Like its theme, it's the way it's presented with like the animation style and the music through is a mood. Like it very much is a kind of like Space Ghost Coast to Coast kind of thing where it's it is a style, and I appreciate that it sticks to that style. It is a whole package. Like you know what you're getting with those 14 episodes of TAS.
Who to ask? Can we put Enterprise back to C and put this in D? I'm behind
No,
that.
I much prefer this to Enterprise. So much more. Like it is Taz. Yeah, it's great. I'd say C. I'll say C. I'll put
It's
it with
funny.
Fine.
because- wait, did you fade that out at the end, or was
No,
that part
that
of
was
the
on
theme?
that was on the recording on the YouTube
Dude, they
video.
fade out their own theme. That's
Yeah.
kind of an indictment right there.
C.
I'd say C.
Fine. I'll allow you to put it as C. That's fine.
It's a funny jaunt. That's a B for me. Like it's not great,
No.
but it's a product of its time, and it's a fun jaunt, and it fits the
could-
cartoon structure,
I
even
could-
though it
yeah.
was written more for adults.
Yeah, I could go B. I could put B in that. 2-1. That's B.
B, yeah.
Chess ending.
I hate
fuck
democracy. Fucking Marie says, I can't believe that theme is worse than Enterprise.
What?
Democracy speaks, yeah. Marie has great taste. What
Get
can
on
I
the
say?
show and say that. Come on. Invite her to the Discord. You say that's
Oh,
on
she's
my
in
face.
Discord. She lurks. She lurks in Discord, but I don't know if I can ever get her on the show.
Okay, now here's the debate. So it's like that theme song is one of the most.
Are we gonna knock it for being derivative of the motion picture?
Well, this is the question. It is not an original theme song. It is the motion pictures track from, well, you know, the best Star Trek movie out there. Just saying.
Look, it's the flagship Star Trek of all of them. And the thing is, I've probably watched too many YouTube funny edits of this, but they all end with the outro intro of ba 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 ba. So whenever I hear or see something stupid or some like fan edit of something, I always expect it to end with ba ba ba. So it's like it's really iconic for me in that way.
I think, right, the iconicness of just this.
Sir Patrick too.
And there's a bow, bow.
It's just the whoosh. Yeah, it's
the
so
whoosh, the going through the planets, the 4x3
Is that
nature of the whole
theremin?
thing.
good. Is
Sorry?
that a theremin going there? What's that?
Maybe.
What is that instrument? That's beautiful.
Just a synth. It's just like a soft
The
synth.
final frontier.
But it is.
The final.
These
The way he
are the
says
voyages
final.
of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds.
They did what
To
they
seek
did with
out
the motion
new
picture.
life, new
yeah, literally.
civilizations.
Yeah.
It is.
To boldly go where no one has
When
gone
no
before.
one has gone before.
Did you get the?
So the one thing that lets me.
It's
down
the
is-
only Star Trek theme I think is actually definitely a headbanger. Actually, you have to go there.
It is. It is. The thing that
He's
lets
the
me
only
down-
one with the hair to head bang.
It is the definitive. It is what our generation of Star Trek fans, of like not ones that didn't grow up with the 60s but actually grew up with the TNG, DS9, Voyager sort of aesthetic, define as the definitive Star Trek theme. And the thing that lets it down is that there are no visuals, is the Enterprise whooshing past the cast members, but that doesn't matter because because it's the next generation. It is most episodes are going to be absolute bangers of a moral conundrum of what we decree as some of the best, not just Star Trek, but the best television that we have watched of our generation. Like, this is S tier. It has to be, regardless of it. Have you ever heard the alternative? Sorry, I'll find it. The alternative TNG theme song.
No, I've not.
The one that was. I'll
The
play
one-
for you. Yeah,
The Bujold sang, or what?
No, the one that they tried to do before they went, fuck it, let's just use the motion picture one. I'll play it for you. Here we go. So, same refrain. Obviously, Patrick's going, smash the final frontier.
Final Frontier.
The final.
See from fucking Putney. What was that idol?
The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship.
Hold up your Picard.
Get off my bridge.
Oh, you got Picards. I just got little D's. Look.
Yeah, we know.
These nuts.
Actually, I've got a bigger D here. Hang on, let me flip off. There we go.
All right, hang on.
There you go. Listen to this.
Baseballs.
I was thinking it's like
I was thinking, you know what?
Galaxy.
Idol, stop music. Stop it.
God.
No, you know what I think of? Auto, do you know what I'm thinking of right now? Walker! That's the kind of fucking music I should... Like, I should see Cowboys right now. No.
But it's a little
You know-
TOS.
Oh, they pull a lot of this in Encounter at Farpoint.
A little bit,
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
No.
But yeah,
No.
and
I
it goes on.
I
But
put a link in chat. Go watch that after the stream is done. That is the most hilarious TNG thing I think I've ever seen. It's so on point.
but in regards
As
to the
because we're
original,
discussing that theme.
It's a Galaxy Quest version of the team, yeah.
it is the original. It is the theme song of a franchise, of a generation, of. This is why we have Picard season 3 being what it was.
It's ass. It's ass.
Okay, so also you say S, I
think
you
you
say
say
S. What do you
ass.
think
It's
I'm?
ass. Get rid of
Hold
it.
on.
What? No.
Hold on.
If it's an
Hold on.
ass, it's the most beautiful ass I've ever seen.
Hold on. I think it's so strongly ass that I will trade you 2 spots for any other themes, like to bump them up or
Whoa.
down.
Okay, well, what do you think I'm going to say?
Go on.
What do you think I'm going to say?
That we're leaning too much on what happened with the 7 seasons and how popular the show is versus the theme itself.
What fucking letter do you think is going to come out of my mouth?
Oh,
You can't read it because it's the D, because it's the Enterprise D. That's just.
you already said Prodigy was better, so
Not gonna. Okay, so I'm gonna accept that deal. I'm gonna have to move Strange New Worlds up 2 places for Marie because she will not stop blowing up my DMs about it. It's an S tier. What the fuck do you even think I'm gonna say here? I grew up on TNG. I had
well,
the
then
fucking
there's no
Star Trek-
deal.
No,
the
fuck
deal
you. I
is-
accepted the deal. I accepted the
fuck
deal.
off.
No, fuck you.
right.
You're a man of your word. Move Strange New Worlds up twice.
When we tier side dishes, potato salad's going in S. That's
Fine.
it's part of the
That's
deal.
fine.
Sounds good.
That's fine.
Give me potato
That's fine.
salad. Okay. The classic, the original, the classic, the original, the one that Gene Roddenberry wrote lyrics for just so he could claim credit.
Wow, yeah. Finally, haven't moved Strange New Worlds up.
I know, I'm not gonna.
One.
We all
One.
said.
One. We'll give him 1.
All right.
Actually, hold on. I really
No,
like
'cause
Marie.
C's
so give
empty
him
now.
2. He can go to A.
There you go. Marie's cool. She donated to the charity stream both times.
That's right. Money talks. Wait, but we've got to put something in C. You can't.
Yeah, I'm
have
not moving Enterprise up.
You know what? I'll concede it. Put Discovery in C. Put Discovery in C. I'm fine with that.
No,
it's
I
better
kind
than
of like
that.
Discovery though. I like it better than the show for sure.
Okay, right.
Taz.
Well, to be fair, what do we think? Okay, the original Star Trek theme song.
Would we have had 10 series and 14, 13 movies of Star Trek if they had lyrics in the original series intro?
No. Certainly not Gene's lyrics. Certainly not his. They are bad.
Hang on, I'll play them for you.
I
Don't
want to
do
hear.
this.
No, I want a dramatic reading from you, Idol.
Hang on. So things like the lyrics by Gene Roddenberry. Let's have a look.
Can we get you to do it in the William Shatner style, Otto?
Here we go.
Ask him. He's the one that's going to be reading them.
Beyond the rim of the star. No, I'm not going to do that. So it's like beyond the rim of the starlight, my love is wandering in starflight. I know he'll find in star-clustered reaches love, strange love a star woman teaches. I know his journey ends never. His star
Yeah, we might not have even gotten PNG.
will go on forever.
Fuck you, Gene!
But tell him while he wanders his starry sea, remember me. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
C tier. Jesus. Oh.
Oh, but that's with the words.
With
but
the
just
words.
the
Without
theme
the words,
itself.
the original as you know it. It's iconic. I think that deserves at
I think
least.
TNG's more iconic to me, but
It is to you, but for the franchise as a whole, it's been the mainstay. You know, any time they use a reference or a hook to a Star Trek
Idol.
theme song, it is
Idol.
there.
Idol.
Hello.
Do you play a game called Star Trek Timelines?
Funnily enough, I do. What a weird coincidence.
What is the music that plays every time you complete a mission?
I don't know. I don't play with the sound on.
Yeah, there you go. Nah, I don't love the TOS theme. I think it's fine, but I don't love it. I think it's iconic, but I don't. It's like saying that James, Sean Connery is the most iconic James Bond. Yeah, but I don't think he's the best one by a long shot.
I think B.
I'm okay with B.
I would say A, but
Maybe that's sacrilege. But
kind of is a
nah.
little bit. But it is, yeah. Okay. Now,
Well, maybe
The lyrics
A.
say it.
It was the face that launched 1,000 ships.
it was.
You know what? I'll make a concession because the chat will lynch me, and also Tracy Wells is there due to illegitimate bartering, so we'll put it in A.
I will put it in A if we put Stranger Worlds for B.
Illegitimate bartering.
No, it's for your benefit, not for mine. Fuck you.
Wait, but hold on. There's no way Enterprise is 2 tiers below everything else.
Of course it is.
It's just
It's
not.
nice.
There is
Yeah.
there is a gap here.
There
for
is no
Star Trek
Z tier,
teams
but,
that
you
are yet
know.
to come that we don't quite
No,
like.
look.
that are still better
I
than
say
Enterprise.
it's A. Chat said it's B. That doesn't average out to a D. It's got to be
No,
C.
no
Put-
one-
No, put it up to C. It's not 2 tiers
Well, it's
below.
still bad.
Come
I mean,
on.
it's still worse than everything else, so that's fine.
No, I disagree, but
I don't think Strange New Worlds is as good as the original Star Trek theme. I can't see that there.
Yeah, but guess what? Illegitimate bartering.
No, but we can't barter in this system. It has to be.
Yeah, I just
Technically-
did.
technically it was a bribe, not a barter. So
Yeah. Look, it's all part of the Great Material Consortium.
It's
I
for
don't
the
think Picard
children,
is as
Idol.
good as the original Star Trek theme.
I think it's prettier.
I don't think it's as good. I could see Picard in a
It
B.
doesn't have bad lyrics. We're
We're ignoring the lyrics. That's a Gene Roddenberry
I'm
thing.
not.
That's not.
I
That's not
ain't.
now, we're talking about the Alexander Courage theme song, not Gene Roddenberry's attempt to just get cash. Come on. I can see Picard in B, Strange New Worlds in B, and leave the rest as it is.
all right, let's haggle later. We got one more to go.
All right, Voyager S.
Love the S tier.
I don't like it.
Really?
I
Why?
really like Voyager as a series. I just don't like the.
I've forgotten how it goes. Can't remember. Voyager.
Wow.
It kind of puts me. Well, there you go. There's your indictment. It can't be S
it's
tier
only
if you
'cause
don't
I've got a
remember
brain
it.
fart. Hang on.
It kind of puts me to sleep.
It doesn't. It's It's so evocative.
Boom, boom, boom. So much
I do like the
majesty.
timpani. I like the timpani.
Right, here's what I love about this theme song. It is sweeping, it is a voyage, but the best thing about it is you put it with the best intro visuals in all of Star Trek. It comes in swooping through the corona of a stars. It's voyaging past planets. It is going. You feel like you say, you feel like you're going on an adventure. Like Voyager as a series is a mixed bag of.
The ice ring, like
of excellent episodes to utter crap.
The planet's ice ring and the reflection is good.
Yeah,
it's
exactly, and it
and that and the sunburst when it catches, like, oh, it's so good.
It is. It feels like I'm going. It is just. Yeah. It feels like it is a Star Trek theme without having a hook of a Star Trek theme. Like, with this, along with DS9, does not rely on any other part of Star Trek to define its identity.
If I could put... Oh, hold on. What if we bump everything down and put Voyager in A by itself? Because I like it better than everything in A. But it's not S to me.
You know what? I think he might have a deal.
It's better than Lower Decks.
Just bump
It's better
everything
than
there
Picard.
down and then put it in A, and let's see how that looks.
I don't know if it's better than mind you, Prodigy is dependent of it. All right, so you're thinking
We might be able to finagle a little more after
You're thinking
that.
this.
Because you guys really are selling me on it.
It is
Prodigy
it's
is
so
gorgeous.
majestic. Like, never mind that Kess is 3 years old and her boyfriend is some weird kind of trader on the other side of the galaxy, and the first officer doesn't have a personality this side of the Delta Quadrant. But listen to that. That is like motion picturesque. We're heading off. Like, we are going to do things beyond our ken. Like. Jerry Goldsmith as well, like.
It does have a high amount of French horns.
So does DS9, that's S.
That's why it says.
And then...
Nacelles folding up. Yeah, no,
It's S tier, sorry.
So good. It's so good.
I
And that
think this
with the
looks
visuals, it has better
pretty
visuals than
And
DS9.
it gets points because it gets used all the time for Voyager characters when they appear.
That's true.
Which happens often, actually.
It has. I would actually rate it above the DS9 theme for myself personally because it has better visuals, it has a better grandiose score. Trekkie
You know
says
what?
so,
Here's the
yes.
thing. DS9's intro is perfectly fitting for the show.
Yeah.
Voyager's intro is, like, in the grand statement of things, actually better than the show it was representing.
Actually, yeah,
Which
you're
surely
right, yeah.
is like a mark in its
The
favor.
theme-
Comparatively, but it's that not a mark in its favor because it is just that good. It sells you on the show.
Yeah. I think it's fine in A. It's fine in A.
Okay. I
Can't believe
kind of like
Enterprise is
Prodigy
all
as,
alone down there.
I like Prodigy as much as
can't.
Voyager.
I like Prodigy as much as
I
Voyager. You know what?
think-
Can we move? If we can move Prodigy up to A, I'll accept an A because I think that Prodigy is so fucking good.
Yeah.
And they're sequel series, so they belong together.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds and TOS together, Voyager and Prodigy together. That makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
I'm so sick of prequels, so you know.
Prodigy is a sequel, so that's fine.
That's right. There you go.
I
That's fine.
want to post Nemesis show ASAP.
You've got it. It's
It's
Picard.
called Prodigy.
And I want Anson Mount to play his great grandfather. I mean grandson. Yeah.
The other way around.
What, the son of like Pike and Vina? Would that be what it would be?
We'll call it Uncommon New Planets. And and I want Babs on the show too. Babs or no deal.
It's just auto and chat GTP fucking right Star Trek.
Oh, I would watch that. Can we do that? Is that
You
a
know
thing?
what? That's what we need to do. Next chill stream, we're gonna like write our own Star Trek, and we're gonna cast people, and we're gonna have a setting, and then we're gonna work up like 10 plots for the first 10 episodes.
Hell yeah,
it's gonna
we're going
be
to do that.
great.
That would be great.
I already do that. It's called GMing.
I just
Yes,
can't
but there's
believe
gonna be no
we've rated-
flying puddles of vomit, though. It's gonna be completely original.
I can't believe we've
This
rated.
is why you don't get an Argo. This is why.
I can't believe we rated DS9 over Voyager theme song. That's mad. Really?
The French horns come in much earlier in DS9, which is why it wins.
It's all right for French horns. If they can start with the French horn, Esther.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
I do like the timpani though on Voyager. I forgot how much
Yes.
timpani.
You
there
know
is
what?
in
I
it.
feel like I'm actually happy with this rating. I feel like this rating
Yeah.
is fine.
That
I'm actually
gets
okay
me.
with this. It's shuffled a lot, but I feel like I'm okay with it.
Now, where's Galaxy Quest fit in this? A tier?
Esther,
Or is
come
it
on.
I don't remember it. Honestly,
Hang on.
you're going for all copyright strikes, aren't you?
We're playing them in 30-second segments. It's fine. Oh, it's David Newman's
it's
Galaxy
okay.
Quest. A new theme?
Oh, it's the TS theme.
Yeah, a little bit, actually.
That's why it's good.
Yeah,
So you're saying...
Dude, that's
Okay,
Prodigy
yeah.
right there.
yeah, it's good.
That is Prodigy.
It's swashbuckling. I'm digging it. And you get smiles. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Okay, I'm going to
Featuring Guy Fleegman.
You mean Sam Cooke?
I'm going to go
Yes.
for it. I'm going to go for a controversial one. I'm going to go for a controversial one. What about this one? Hang on.
I know that, but what is it?
It's a theme that
Not
also
Stargate, is it?
No.
No, it's that.
It's a theme.
Look, it
that's
says
better-
Orville.
It is the Orville. Yeah, it's the Orville series. It's the theme that's actually better than the series, in my opinion.
I kind of like the series
I-
for what it is.
Mixed. I'm mixed on it. It's okay. I don't like the people that come out and say this is the real Star Trek. I'm like, no, this is the Orville. This is different.
But Galaxy Quest is S tier for sure.
Yeah.
You know what? There was
Orville
an
tier is
article
really
I
good,
saw the
though.
other day. There was an article I saw the other day that said Star Wars and Star Trek have the exact same problem, that there's like tons of content that I don't want to watch, and I'm like, cool. So you don't want to watch Strange New Worlds or Andor? Go fuck yourself, bro. Yeah, no, actually,
Yeah, what?
like these, like our franchises are arguably at the best they've ever been.
You don't.
Like,
You
fuck
just
off.
don't like science fiction. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, actually,
No.
it's not my '90s comfort like jams. I'm not into it. Ugh.
Since you mentioned it, I will play the Stargate theme song because it's pretty good as well. Because the SG-1. Oh wait, hang on, no, not that one. That's the movie. That's the movie.
I think we got to. I got to
No.
wrap this up, or
No.
Yeah,
Just
same.
one last one. No, we'll do this one.
because we're going to be doing like another 3 hours tomorrow too.
Yeah, we have to talk about the musicals and perform our own musical.
And it starts off weak, but
Not weak. Pensive. That's war.
sweeping flukes. And then it just goes to the cycle of fifths. It's just basically like. Yeah, it just does that over and over again. I like Stargate. Stargate's great.
Fine.
It's fine. All right.
I appreciate that you tried.
We need to limit ourselves to like one tiering thing per streamer. That's all we do.
Yeah, kind of.
Otherwise, you get 3 hour streams, and here we are, 11:30 at night. All right, we'll be back, guys. Join us tomorrow. We're gonna be very musical. Keyboard is staying where it is because we're gonna be playing. We're gonna be watching through and playing through the musical Subspace Rhapsody episode of Strange New
Because
Worlds.
it's not a private conversation.
This is not a private conversation. Yes,
And it's about Auto's frustration, but not ours.
we must contain it. We must restrain.
We
it.
must restrain it. It's a private conversation.
See, now I want to talk about it, but I need to keep my mouth
Yeah.
shut.
All right, we will see you guys tomorrow evening. Come and join us there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be music extravaganza. We love you all. Shy will be joining us as well, so we'll see you there. Bye-bye. Ta-ra. Live long and prosper. And all that jazz.
Where were we here as kids? I think I'm a detective.